today.
Oh, yeah, you're out, huh? Isn't that what you said to me when the NCAA tournament started?
Yes, and I was here mostly.
But if you missed us, catch up anytime with our Wisconsin's Midday News podcast.
Right there at your fingertips, wherever you get your podcast, find us.
Powered by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything, so I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizon, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Sponsored by Burghardt Sporting Goods. New location, same great product. It's Burghardt.
The all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods, the Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center in New Berlin and Fox Point.
The Brewers welcome the team without a home.
Fly ball, left center field. That ball is way back there. Bye-bye baseball. Rhys Hoskins with his first of the year.
Our coverage against the Athletics starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up on your home for the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm John Mercure, your top story. Florida University shooting victims in recovery.
I'm Julia Fellow. Final preparations for Milwaukee murder trial.
How's it going? Got our usual delays. Northbound on 43 right around the North Avenue curve all the way up towards Keith. Southbound's just a little bit tight right through the Marquette. Westbound 94 slowing from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, we've got delays from Hawley Road to about 35th. Southbound on the bypass slowing down right past Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange to about 60th Street. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
A WTMJ Fleet Farm storm team alert and severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 3:15 for Walworth and Jefferson counties. Stormy tonight, a low of 44. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 53. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, new information about the mass shooting at Florida State University. CBS's Stacy Lynn.
The alleged 20-year-old gunman, Phoenix Eichner, remains in the hospital with significant injuries. But Tallahassee Police Chief Lawrence Revel says once he's released,
he'll be taken to a local detention facility where he will face the charges up to and including first-degree murder.
As for a motive for the shooting that killed two,
at this point, there does not appear to be any connection at all between the shooter and any of the victims.
5 others were injured, and emergency surgeon Brett Howard says,
we do feel that all will make a full recovery.
Stacy Lynn, CBS News.
President Donald Trump today slammed Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen as a fool for visiting suspected gang member Kilmar Abrego Garcia in El Salvador. He made those remarks after he swore in Dr. Mehmet Oz as a new member of his administration. News Nation's Libby Dean has more.
This was also a swearing-in ceremony for Dr. Oz. We heard them talk about Medicare and Medicaid and their plans for that, given he is now overseeing this major thing that many Americans are so invested in and really want to know how Dr. Oz is going to lead this agency. So he's going to be getting a lot of questions about that in the coming days now that he is sworn in as CMS administrator.
The swearing-in ceremony was abruptly stopped when Dr. Oz's granddaughter fainted. The 11-year-old girl is said to be fine.
A pretrial for the man accused of killing and dismembering a woman on their first date.
I was thinking probably a number like 50 in the pool, and then they just all get the questionnaire.
I was thinking like 70, but you think 50?
70's good.
That was the prosecutor, defense, and judge involved in Maxwell Anderson's pretrial Friday morning, discussing how many jury questionnaires they anticipate submitting for review. Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the death of Sade Robinson. He's accused of killing Robinson after a date and then dismembering her before dumping her body parts across Milwaukee County in April of 2024. Anderson's jury trial is set to begin May 27th. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
It's time to shine those clubs as golf season officially begins in Milwaukee.
Friday at noon marked the start of the 2025 golf season for Milwaukee County golf courses at Dredska Park. County Parks Director Guy Smith says the county's 13 courses generate a lot of money.
Last year was truly one for the record books. We had rounds of golf that generated over $11.5 million in revenue.
Smith tells WTMJ the county is always looking for new opportunities to host tournaments and events.
We were really happy to have the Symetra Tour with the LPGA, and we're always working to try to get folks out here.
Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Coming up, an Easter message from Milwaukee.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:05.
Are you on track to achieve your retirement plans? Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal of Kowal Investment Group. We've recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move to Creative expands our ability to provide comprehensive wealth management, investment advisory, and retirement planning services. Now is the time to put your lifetime of hard work into action. For over 37 years, we've helped clients toward making their retirement dreams become a reality, and we'd like to help you too. And the best part, your plan will be completely tailored to you. Our in-house team of specialists will take the time to learn about you and your family, review your current situation, and find out what your goals are. Then we'll design a plan to help you get there. To get started, request your free meeting today with one of our fiduciary advisors by visiting creativeplanning.com. Whether you have met with us in the past or this will be your first meeting with us, we're excited to introduce Kowal Investment Group to you as Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com today.
Kohlder's has got it going on right now. It's the Hop Into Savings event at the best furniture store in the Milwaukee area. It's actually much more. It's furniture, appliances, and mattresses. It's Kohlder's. Right now, 55% off. You buy something. The next thing you buy is 80% off with a new or existing qualifying lifetime delivery membership, which you want anyhow. Best selection, greatest showrooms. Get into the store. I was just in one of their stores. Fantastic sales staff, the best in the industry. Prices are still frozen despite the tariff situation. They're not raising the prices at Kohlder's. Right now, it's the Hop Into Savings event. Save thousands during the most exclusive sale of the season. Shop one of 4 locations all the way through Monday. Don't wait. Now's the best time to buy. I'm shopping right now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Kohlder's in the next couple of days and firming up a new living room set because it's the Hop Into Savings event. The best deals of the year right now at Kohlder's. Don't wait. With a lifetime delivery membership, you only pay once, get free delivery for your whole life on future appliances and mattresses and all that furniture. It's Kohlder's. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:07.
It'll be a memorable Easter weekend for the Milwaukee Archbishop.
It's Jeffrey Grob's first Holy Week in Milwaukee, but he'll be quick to tell you
it's not about me. I'm a placeholder, if you will.
The Archbishop says it's about the people of the church. He joined Wisconsin's Morning News to share an Easter message.
What are we doing to help people live life better? To be at peace, to help them on their way.
This Easter, Grob also admits he's looking forward to his favorite candy.
I'm a purveyor of Peeps. I'm looking maybe to start, in the Catholic Herald perhaps, just to start a ranking of the different types of Peeps.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Brewers promote third base prospect Caleb Durbin to the big league roster after sending Oliver Dunn to AAA. The Brewers host the A's tonight in game one of a 3-game set. Coverage following the 6 o'clock news on WTMJ. The Bucks will begin the postseason without all-star guard Damian Lillard, but Dame could return to the floor as early as Game 2 of their playoff series against the Pacers. Game 1 of that series, Bucks-Pacers, Saturday at noon here on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:08.
Who's hungry? Mark your calendar April 19th through the 27th for Lake Geneva Restaurant Week. This culinary adventure showcases dozens of the area's top restaurants, serving up exclusive breakfast, lunch, and dinner menus at unbeatable savings. From casual cafes to elegant fine dining, the choices are endless as we celebrate Lake Geneva's amazing dining scene. Check out participating restaurants, menus, and all the tasty details at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, it's always been the place for distinctive dining.
A whole day dedicated to you, the WTMJ listener. Come celebrate WTMJ with us. All the hosts are going to be there. A private tailgate at the Brewers game. It's on Saturday, May 17th. This is going to be so much fun. Food, drinks, hanging out with all of us, plus tickets to the Brewers game as they take on the Twins at AmFam Field. For more information and to get your tickets, go to WTMJday.com. WTMJday.com. Tickets are going fast. Sign up today. We'll see you at the ballpark for WTMJ Day, Saturday, May 17th, sponsored by Woodman's.
Say hello to the future of drinking with Nowadays. While Green Bay's on the clock, enjoy a cannabis-infused spirit designed to deliver a light and buzzy experience without the negative effects of alcohol. Ditch the booze. Keep the fun. Drink Nowadays. Look for Nowadays at your local retailer or bar.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
We're in a Fleet Farm storm team alert right now. Severe thunderstorm warning goes until 3:45 or so for most of southeast Wisconsin. We're on top of it. Stay right here with us. If anything gets really bad, we will be sure to let you know. But just be careful, especially south and west of the metro area. Craig Copleen joins us coming up in less than half an hour. He'll join us live and take us inside everything that's going on.
Big thunderstorms right now in East Troy. Whoa.
Yeah, it's looking
Coming
serious out
towards us.
there. All right, let's track down what we're keeping track of today.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
All right, so Gavin Hattersley is the guy who's leaving Molson Coors. He's the guy in charge of the brewer, and he's on his way out the door giving an interview to the Journal-Sentinel saying, I'm doubling down on not allowing the Liney family to buy back the facility in Chippewa Falls. Gavin Hattersley and his team decided to shut down the brewery up there, and 50 people lost their jobs. Dick and Jake Leinenkugel tried to buy back the operation in Chippewa and retain the employees. Yeah.
And their history, their heritage.
Right. It's their heritage. And Hattersley saying, no, we're not going to let that happen. We will continue to support the operation. Liney's will continue to be brewed, just not in Chippewa Falls. Well, you know what? The jobs are gone. So you can say we're protecting Liney's, we're doing this and that, the other thing. But Molson Coors deciding not to bring those jobs back to Chippewa Falls. Hattersley reiterating that today.
Such skilled work. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. Everybody's raising prices, including companies that have the words dollar in it.
Oh.
Dollar Tree?
Yeah.
Okay, it's raising its prices. It was already over $1 starting in 2021. $1.25. It went to $1.25 in 2021. But now some items are going to be $1.50, $3, $5,
What?
$7. I was there recently. I saw a really nice mirror. It was $20.
How can they call it the dollar store? Or that's crazy.
Right? That is deceptive advertising.
Yeah. Remember, literally everything used to be $1, literally in the whole store?
Oh, yeah.
Many
I
years
remember
ago?
my mom when she saw all of the spoons and forks and knives. She had
Yep.
just gone to like Marshall's and she's like, what was I thinking? I should have come here.
Yeah, they do have good deals on some things like wrapping paper and selective
Big time.
holiday decorations, things like that. How about this for the third one? You know what a Cafe Americano is, right? It's a
Cafe
shot
Americano?
of espresso
Absolutely.
with water. It's very popular drink. Well, in Mexico, they're so mad at us because of the rising tensions with the U.S. and Mexico that in many places they're no longer calling it the Cafe Americano. They've renamed it the Cafe Mexicano. They say it's also partly in response to President Trump renaming the Gulf of Mexico. So they said that's fine. But when you come down here, don't offer a cafe Americano. At some places, the baristas are literally acting like you're talking a foreign language. They say, I don't know what that is. What is that? I've never heard of that. That's not a thing anymore. So no more cafe Americano.
Okay, you know when I so when I say, hey, I'd like a grande something, when I say that at any other place that's not Starbucks.
Yes. Do they not like that?
Collectivo. Yes.
They're like, do you mean a large?
No, they
We don't do grandes.
They go, what is that? I've never heard of that before. They do the little shame.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I feel bad. I didn't mean it.
Just don't order a cafe Americano. By the way, they're also starting to do this a couple places in Canada. They won't call it cafe Americano either.
Canadio? What is it going to be?
Canadiano.
Come on.
Yep, Canadiano. Cafe Canadiano is what they're calling it. It is 3:14 at WTMJ. Traffic and weather up next.
So close you can smell the rubber on their shoes. Okay, maybe not that close, but as close as you can get. Bucks Insiders on Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Here's a pass inside to Giannis. Giannis guides it through as he took the feed from Lillard, his second assist to Giannis.
It's Bucks Insiders every Thursday at 12:35. Sponsored by Best Electric and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. You know, as we age, we all got stuff we got to deal with. You're playing pickleball, you're playing golf. Maybe your shoulder bothers you. That's what it is for me. Maybe it's your knee. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin has the top doctors in the area, the highest patient satisfaction ratings. It's Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Go to the website and just request an appointment. OHOW.com. Request an appointment. Hit it right there. I've been in their big hospital. It's fantastic. Doesn't even feel like a hospital. It just feels like a place where you know you're going to get great care. Excellence in hip, knee, and shoulder replacement. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. First, they'll try all the other things. They don't rush you under the knife. They'll try to get you through without even having to cut on you at all. But if that's what it takes, they've got the best surgeons in the business. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Hit OHOW.com and request an appointment.
Savings are springing up everywhere this week at Fleet Farm. Like 40 pounds of black oil sunflower seed for just $18.99. Bags of Superior shredded mulch, all colors, are 5 for $10. And a Troy-Bilt 42-inch lawn tractor is on sale for just $1749.99. Plus, get special financing this spring with the Fleet Rewards credit card, subject to credit approval. See store for details. Stock up on all your seasonal needs at the best prices guaranteed at Fleet Farm.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. For a limited time, enjoy exclusive seasonal rates starting at $139. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
Traffic and weather. Debbie Lazica, how we doing out there?
Well, we've got a couple of issues out there. We've got a broken down vehicle on the ramp from 175 southbound to eastbound 94 off on the right shoulder. That's that flyover ramp. And then we've also got in the bypass westbound 894 right about at 84th Street. We've got a crash off on the right shoulder. That is on the westbound side. At this point, everybody's handling it relatively well. On the eastbound side, it's got a little bit of delays out of the Hale towards 60th Street. Northbound 43, slowing around North Avenue up towards Keefe. Southbound, quick tap of the brakes right past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, a little bit of storm activity is possible, a low of 44. Tomorrow, filtered sun, 53. Sunday, scattered showers, 53. Monday, rain, 54. Tuesday, slight chance for rain, 56. Right now, until 3:45, we're in a WTMJ Fleet Farm storm team alert, a severe thunderstorm warning for most of southeast Wisconsin. It's 3:17.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast is sponsored by Dave Dracamp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Visit DaveDracamp.com.
All right, I want to tell you a story. Something happened to me that really bothers me. And here's the question as you hear the story, and you can weigh in on the talk and text line if you like. Is the world we live in now noticeably meaner and edgier and less kind. Is the world we live in meaner, less kind, just a crappier place to live right now? In the parking structure here, I pulled in yesterday and I pulled into a parking spot. Our spots are tight. There's like 6 inches on each wheel available if you park right in the middle. So I pulled in, and there's never anywhere to park here.
It's so tight.
So I get into a spot, and I parked right in the middle. I mean, I'm not kidding. It was right in the middle. But on one side of me, the person already there had parked over the line. So that means even though I was parked in the middle, that person on my passenger side was very close to my vehicle because they had parked over the line. Okay?
Cannot underscore what John's saying with how hard it is to find a parking spot in this garage.
Tough. So I come into work. I work all day. I leave here at 6 o'clock at night. I go out to my car. I'm walking to the car. By now, the garage is pretty much empty. So I can see my car from a distance. And as I walk closer to the car and get right on top of it, I can see on the passenger side front window, there's like something smeared on it and like dripping down the window. I'm like, that's weird. What is that? So at first I was like, did a bird do that? It was kind of rainy, even though it's covered. I was like, what's going on? As I get closer, it's very apparent that someone had spit on my window, and it was disgusting. It was like they had pneumonia in both their lungs, and they coughed it up on my window. It was gross and thick and disgusting. So now, at first, it stunned me. I was like, what is that? And then I thought back to how, even though I was parked, and now I could see it clearly again, right in the middle, that in the morning when I came in, because the person was over the line, it ended up close. So maybe they couldn't get in their car. Maybe they struggled because they had parked over the line. So I come out, and now I'm like, what do I do? And at first I thought, well, I'm going to leave it and clean it off when I go home. You guys, it was so bad on my window that if I had to look out that window to change lanes or something, I would not have been able to see out the window. It was green and nasty and clumpy.
Oh my God.
It was disgusting, right? Sorry about that. I know it's very graphic. So I grabbed a napkin out of my glove box, and I wiped it off the best that I could, and I was mostly smeared it around more than anything else. So then I went in the car.
You said that there were chunks.
Yeah, it was like a person's lung was on the side of my window.
John,
so I went in, and then I
threw up.
No. It was like a big loogie, like a hawker on the side of my window.
You said it was green.
It was. It was like someone's infection. So then I was like, I just made it worse. How do I get it out of here? So I went in the car. I didn't have a bottle of water or anything. The only thing I had hand sanitizer. So I used hand sanitizer, okay? And I cleaned it off, got it wiped off best I could. And then I was starting to get more and more angry. At first I was shocked, and I was like, what is that? Then when I knew what it was, I started to get angry. I was cleaning it off, and it was disgusting. And it just made me think the whole time I was driving home, what has happened to us that people have such a short fuse? They're so angry. First off, it was their fault, but even if it had been my fault,
no, John, you did
nothing wrong. People are so
wrong.
angry, though. Why?
You are so nice.
Why are people so angry?
They're
and
lucky
edgy?
that I wasn't there and witnessed that. That would have been.
But there's no other car there. So I thought about this. If the car had been there, still, what would I have done? Would I have spit back on their window? Would I have left a note on the window? I think I wouldn't have done any of that.
There's a lot of businesses here. What if that was like your boss? You don't know who you're spitting on.
What if they saw me? What if
recognize
they
the car, John?
launched onto my window and I just happened to be walking up to it?
It was a big
truck.
Huge.
So
big
you
truck.
would recognize
I
it
would.
if you saw it again?
I would, Deb. I looked this morning, I wonder if this person parks in kind of the same area. I did not see the truck this morning, but I would recognize it. It was a big, distinct truck.
John, I'm so glad that you didn't witness this happen, and you're okay.
Yeah, I was okay. My car is nasty, though.
It's a bioweapon. I'm so disgusted. When you told me the story this morning, I was like ill.
It made me sad. So I went through all these emotions. Like I was shocked, then I was really angry. Then the more I thought about it, it made me sad.
It's hurt.
Like,
yeah.
What is the matter with people? So we are getting a couple texts here. This happens a lot with these big pickup trucks. Okay, I don't know about that. This is from the 414. We're so much worse than things used to be. As a 72-year-old man, I can tell you every day seems worse than the day before, and I've seen a lot. 414, it's very basic. We're mean.
Yes.
From the 414. Yes, social media has allowed people to hide behind fake names and assault others, and I think it's made people feel more comfortable being negative and in real life. Like if this person had seen me, like if they were sitting there and I had parked and gotten out, would they have confronted me? Would they have said, hey, you're awfully close to me? I think no. I think a lot of these people are cowards. They hide behind not getting caught, nobody seeing them, whether it's saying something nasty in social media, spitting on my truck.
You weren't driving a Tesla or a Cybertruck, just so everybody knows.
That's right. Your basic Ford Explorer, you know?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I need to buy you, you should have just gone to a car wash. But you said you couldn't even see out of it?
No, I had to get it off of there before I left.
You should have told me. I would have ran out there and gotten surveillance video.
You would have too. You totally would have. If you saw somebody doing that to my car, I think you would have keyed their car. You are so loyal and feisty.
I think that I might look into the surveillance video, and I know what time you left too.
Yeah. Oh, there's cameras in our garage, right?
Well, it's
I think
in
so.
the entrance and exit. So I will. I'm not.
But I don't know
this.
when they left.
I don't care. I'll look through all 6 hours. I'm very stubborn.
We should look together because I would know what the truck looks like. It was one of these big, huge trucks that sits like 6 feet above my Ford Explorer.
I'm so mad right now.
Yeah, I know.
This is making
me too.
I'm so sorry that
So my
happened to you.
takeaway is, because I'm not a patient person,
Mhm.
be nice. Can we be nice to each other? So I went through all the emotions, and then the last one I came to was, I'm going to try harder to be nice. I would never do that to somebody, but I'm testy sometimes. I'm not patient.
Yeah.
I feel bad I'm not always that patient with you.
You are such a good person. Are you kidding me?
And we need to be more patient. It's just the range of emotions. Like we live in this weird, like altered universe. Doesn't it feel like?
We need to be more kind.
Yeah. Let's be nicer. And don't spit on my truck anymore. Disgusting.
I will find you.
Yeah, you will too. You totally will. That is no joke.
I have the security
That
guys.
is no joke, my friends. Don't mess with Julia. I'm serious about that. Right, Brandon? Don't mess with Julia.
4/17/2025, and you probably left at about like 6:08, right?
You're going to call up the cameras right on your.
She
on
has
your
a
computer.
particular set of skills, as it were.
Yeah, she does. She does.
What time did you get in yesterday? This will help me.
Remember, I had the meeting, so I got in at like 10:15.
Okay.
10:15.
Then I will look beforehand and I can see the vehicle that will come in and park.
Don't mess with Julia. Hey, the markets today.
I don't like this. Okay.
The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. They're closed today for the Good Friday holiday. They will reopen on Monday. Annex Wealth Management, know the difference.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. If you've saved in a 401k or IRA, you might think you're set for retirement. But here's something you need to know. Every dollar you withdraw could be taxed. And with rising government debt, future tax hikes could take an even bigger bite out of your savings. Imagine reaching retirement only to realize the IRS is taking more of your money than you expected. It's one of the biggest risks that retirees face, spending their savings without a plan for taxes. And once you're retired, it's often too late to fix it. That's why I want to help you create a tax strategy now so you can keep more of your hard-earned money. At Drake & Associates, we focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you lower your lifetime tax bill and maximize your retirement income. And right now, I'm offering you a free retirement toolkit, plus a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, to show you how to keep more of your money working for you, not the IRS. Text TAX to 414-897-9522 to claim your free copies. Don't wait until tax rates rise. Start planning today. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you keep more of what you've earned.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
John Mercure here for Griffin Chevrolet. Spring into savings this April at Griffin Chevrolet. Get your car now before the tariffs impact things. Get your car now. They've got a lot of selection. They've got 50 vehicles in stock, brand new. Fresh selection is still coming in every day at Griffin. Tariffs haven't hit yet, but get to Griffin in the Metro Auto Mall. These are ready to be delivered. Great used trucks and capable SUVs and budget vehicles as well. See Griffin Chevy in the Metro Auto Mall. Ask about GM certified models starting under $20,000. They've got the new 2025 Chevy Traverse. It's in all the trim packages. They've got the best selection. They've got the best customer service. And their service department is great. Right now at Griffin Chevrolet, for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires. With free tire repair and lifetime tire rotation, cannot be combined with any other tire offers. Tires must be mounted, balanced, and installed at Griffin Chevrolet. See Service Advisor for details. It's Griffin Chevrolet. My wife got her Blazer there not long ago, and we love it. It was an easy process. Great service, great selection. It's Griffin.
We didn't write the headline. The Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Market shifts, economic uncertainty, and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. No doubt, standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil, and we're totally on board with that. But retirement planning isn't a set-it-and-forget-it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized financial, retirement, estate, and tax plans that adapt as needed and put your goals first always. Already with another firm, but getting the feeling you're lost in the shuffle or they just can't keep up? A second opinion could be the smartest move you could make. If you're managing it yourself, we'll fill in the gaps with professional precision. You work hard to build your future. Don't leave it to chance. Put a pro on your side. Get a proactive plan from a fee-only fiduciary. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
Traffic and weather sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Big group save big at Wisconsin State Fair. Deals end April 27th.
Big group save big at Wisconsin State Fair. Take advantage of discounted group tickets for parties of 25 or more at wistatefair.com. Hurry, deals end April 27th.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
I'm John Mercure. Your top story is the White House sidestepping due process.
I'm Julia Fellow. New details in a Beaver Dam child abduction case.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We've got a crash now on 94 eastbound right at the stadium interchange. The right shoulder is blocked right now, so that's something to keep in mind. The eastbound side, we do have some delays, technically from Barker Road all the way to just past Calhoun. Back on the brakes from 76th Street to Hawley Road, and then again through the stadium with this accident. On the westbound side, backing up from just about 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and they're still working on this other accident, 894 westbound, right at 84th Street off on the right shoulder. Rain's coming down. Make sure you have your headlights on. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We have a WTMJ Fleet Farm Storm Team alert. A severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now for Milwaukee, Waukesha, Racine, and Walworth counties until 3:45. It could be extended, so please be aware. And the storms continue tonight, then it will become mostly cloudy, a low 44. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, filtered sun, a high of 53 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Trump administration is resisting a court order to bring Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to the U.S., claiming he's a member of the MS-13 gang. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang.
This does come, though, as the Supreme Court has ordered the administration to facilitate his return. And the federal appeals court writing the following. They say, quote, the government is asserting a right to stash away residents of this country in foreign prisons without the semblance of due process that is the foundation of our constitutional order. And the judge is making the argument that this isn't about whether or not he's a violent gang member. This is about the fact that he was not entitled to due process. This is an argument that the Trump administration is sidestepping.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen made a trip to El Salvador to see Garcia yesterday.
A leading research university in the Chicago area will fund its own research programs amid ongoing threats from the White House to withhold federal grant money. WBBM's Brandon Eisen reports.
Trump administration stopped work orders on nearly $800 million in federal funding for scientific research at Northwestern University, as the school's leadership now urging researchers to be conservative with funds as the university keeps an eye on the future of federal grants. A letter to the NU community announcing that the leadership is standing firm in their support for research and that the private university will step in to fund the research impacted by the stop work orders, along with research threatened by a federal funding freeze. Brandon Eisen for CBS News, Chicago.
New details on the case of a man from Arkansas charged with abducting a 17-year-old from Beaver Dam. 40-year-old Gary Day faces multiple counts of child enticement and abduction after Day was found with Sophia Franklin at a Nebraska truck stop. Police report Franklin's parents were in contact with her during July of 2024 when she was first reported missing. During this time, Franklin was in Arkansas with Day, though Franklin's parents believe she was still in Beaver Dam with a friend. Franklin has since been returned to her family. Day's in custody in Dodge County and returns to court next week.
A West Dallas bar owner accused of harassing and threatening female patrons in danger of losing his liquor license.
I don't find anything you said to be credible.
The West Dallas Public Safety Committee is recommending revoking the liquor license of the Drunk Uncle Bar amid a harassment and threats investigation against the bar's owner, Neil Stefik. Former patrons testified before the committee Thursday.
He starts screaming, berating us, and says, I've been killing pieces of shit like you for 20 years.
Stefik denied most of the allegations.
They're pretty much all false except for one. I'll give it 20% truth to it.
The matter will be before the full council May 6th. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
With the NFL draft fast approaching, community organizations, including Green Bay Austin Straubel Airport, are finalizing preparations for a surge of visitors across Green Bay and the surrounding areas.
Based on the flights that have been added and some of the statistics we're seeing, we're planning for 40,000 or double what we would see on a normal busy week.
That figure, according to Airport Director Marty Piet, is not inclusive of private jets.
The general aviation and private corporate, that's a whole other animal.
Increased flights means increased staff across the board.
We're getting help from the FAA and the Air Traffic Control Tower, the restaurant, the gift shop, our rental cars, making sure that we have the inventory.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. Former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers remains uncertain if he will play a 21st season. Speaking on the Pat McAfee Show, Rodgers describes an abrupt meeting with Jets head coach Aaron Glenn that signaled the end of his time in New York.
I think we're going to have this long conversation. I've flown across the country, and 20 seconds in, he goes, "So do you want to play football?" I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And he said, we're going a different direction at quarterback. If they want to move on, that's totally fine. But shocked because I just flew across country. You could have told me this on the phone.
The NFL draft begins Thursday of next week. The Packers currently own the 23rd pick in the first round. Brewers welcomed the A's for a 3-game weekend series. Infield prospect Caleb Durbin is called up for the AAA, from the AAA. Coverage of tonight's game begins following the 6 o'clock news, and the Bucks begin the postseason tomorrow against the Pacers. Coverage begins at 11:30, right in the morning on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:37.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Landworks, Wisconsin is the locally owned landscape company to elevate the look of your home or your business. John Mercure here. Landworks took our yard to a different level. I'm so excited for this spring and summer to see how things just come in. Landworks is different because of their customer service. From the crew to the salesperson to the admin team, you're in good hands with Landworks through and through and through. They've got landscape architects. They've got a horticultural team. They'll take your yard and make it beautiful, take your beautiful yard and take it to the next level. It's Landworks, Wisconsin. Fresh ideas, solutions that stand the test of time. They are quite simply the best in the business. Get in touch with this local company today. LandworksWisconsin.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
A WTMJ Fleet Farm storm team alert is still in effect. A severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Milwaukee, Waukesha, Racine, and Walworth counties until 3:45. Let's bring in meteorologist Craig Copleen, who is with us live this afternoon. Craig, what are you looking at? How serious is it out there in those counties?
It's not terribly serious any longer. The part of the storm that triggered the warning and the part of the storm that had the potential to produce large hail is right now from around Cudahy, south of downtown Milwaukee, down to around Cudahy and the airport, further south to Oak Creek, and then into northern Racine County around Caledonia. There may still be some hail with this area of the storm, but it doesn't look like it's tremendously large like we were dealing with in some places early this morning. Other storms extend back into Waukesha County, southeast Waukesha County, near and south of New Berlin, and northern Waukesha County. From Pewaukee over to Heartland and Oconomowoc, Delafield, those storms, at least for now, are not severe.
Wow, it looks like it's going at a fast clip, though.
Yeah, they are. These storms are really flying on the order of 40 to 50 miles per hour, maybe even a little faster than that, not unlike the speed this morning's storms were moving at as well. These are very fast movers.
Will we get more later tonight, or is this pretty much wrap it up once we get through this?
No, we're going to be into this now for the next several hours, probably until around 9 o'clock or so. We're going to have to stay glued to the radar because we're likely going to continue to see more storms develop. And whether they become severe or not, we'll sort of touch and go on that right now. I will tell you, this isn't a classic situation where I expect a large-scale severe weather outbreak with lots of reports of damaging winds and large hail. So we're fortunate in that manner. But any one of the storms that develops between now and 9 o'clock could tick up in intensity just enough to trigger additional severe thunderstorm warnings. There could be some isolated areas of large damaging hail or gusty winds. And so we're going to have to be prepared for that and on the lookout for that from now all the way through the evening.
Is it because we're trapped between the low pressure and a cold front and a warm front?
Exactly. Warm air to the south has been trying to get into southern Wisconsin through this afternoon, and it's made some pretty good headway, especially near the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Temperatures in the 70s, not only warm air, but also real moist air that fuels the thunderstorms. And then to the north, you're exactly right, Julia, there's a cold front. And that cold front is coming on down from the north. We've got this clash of the two air masses and a lot of other things going on in the atmosphere that are conducive to thunderstorm development. Eventually, that cold front from the north is going to win out. That's going to push through. It's going to lead us into a cooler day tomorrow. But it's as that front gets closer and closer and closer that our threat for thunderstorms is going to increase as we go deeper on into this afternoon and evening.
Meteorologist Craig Copleen. Craig, thank you.
My pleasure.
Up next this weekend will be two tragic anniversaries being commemorated. They are big ones. We've got a guy on the line up next who was at both Oklahoma City and the disaster in Waco. He reflects with us straight ahead.
If you missed this,
Can you talk about how often officers are ending up at schools and how difficult those situations are?
3,100 calls a school year. It was about 17 calls a day.
or this,
Hand-picking the press pool. What are your thoughts on that?
I have many, as you might imagine. I've been in the press pool covering the White House, the greatest privilege of my reportorial life.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Drakamp Heating.
Hey, it's me, your liver. You know, the organ that helps you recover every weekend after pizza, donuts, and all those drinks. When you have a headache, you take an aspirin. You have a stomach ache, you pop an antacid. But where's the love for your best buddy, the liver? The least that you could do to help me stay healthy is take Active Liver from New Nordic. Active Liver tablets contain high-quality, all-natural ingredients like milk thistle, globe artichoke, and turmeric extracts, which are proven to keep me healthy and you feeling your best. Active Liver provides an easy daily detox and helps protect me all year long. So let me make you an offer you can't refuse. You take care of me with Active Liver, and I keep taking care of you. Capiche?
See for yourself why Active Liver is Scandinavia's #1 liver health supplement. You can find Active Liver at CVS and online at Amazon or directly from NewNordicUSA.com. Again, find it in stores at CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
John Mercure here with a great idea for you as we head into this Friday. How about booking a trip? Some more people just booked today. Before I checked, I was coming in. It's our holiday trip. It's America's Music Cities in the holiday season. It's the first week in December. We're back in time for Christmas. We will visit New Orleans, Memphis, Nashville, multiple days in each city. It's going to be incredible. Great hotels, central locations. Colette handles all the details. You just get to enjoy the soulful vibe of New Orleans, the birthplace of the blues, including Elvis Presley's Graceland in Memphis. I've never been there. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Millions of holiday lights in Nashville. This is going to be so much fun. I've got great information, detailed stuff. Let me send it to you. John at WTMJ.com. You send me an email, I send you the information. John, John, at WTMJ.com. We're even going to have a meeting where we all get together if you're interested in potentially going on the trip. That's in the email, too. Send me an email, John at WTMJ.com. America's Music Cities for the holidays this December. Won't you come with us? Want the info? John at WTMJ.com.
Heiser Automotive Group is making it rain with ultimate savings. It's our April shower splash sale, and we're washing away high prices so you can drive off in the car of your dreams at an unbeatable price. Enjoy our exclusive Safe and Sound experience where peace of mind comes standard, rain or shine. Plus, check out our seasonal service specials to keep your vehicle ready for every spring adventure. Hurry, these savings won't last long. Visit Heiser.com today and drive away with a deal that'll have you singing in the rain.
Dealer for complete details.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga.
All right, southbound 41 backing up from before Hampton all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound is starting to slow down just north of North Avenue all the way up and around the Burleigh area all the way up towards Capitol. Southbound 43, a little heavy from Keefe down to Locust. Northbound's backed up right around the North Avenue curve up towards Keefe. And then, of course, we got these accidents. One is on eastbound 94, right at the ramp from 175 southbound off on the right shoulder. The other one is on the bypass on 894 westbound, right at the ramp from 84th Street. Lots of rain coming down, so you do want to be extra careful. If you got your wipers on, make sure you have your headlights on. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We have a WTMJ Fleet Farm storm team alert. Severe thunderstorm warning. You heard Deb. Be very careful driving. It's in effect for Milwaukee, Waukesha, Racine, and Walworth counties until 3:45. That could be extended. We talked to meteorologist Craig Copleen. He said it could keep going on throughout this evening. Low of 44. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, filtered sun, though. So that's a lot better. A high of 53. Sunday, mostly cloudy. Evening, scattered showers are possible. 53 inland, 48 the lake. Monday, rain early, then mostly cloudy, breezy, a high 54. Tuesday, partly cloudy, a slight chance of evening showers. The high will be 56 degrees. Right now, heavy rain in Milwaukee, 67 degrees.
I think it's easy in the world we live in now to say, things are so terrible now. Look at all the destruction that happens in the world. Look at the terrorists and the idiots that do awful, deadly things. It's not just starting. There are two big anniversaries this weekend, both tragic. The first is the Waco siege in Waco, Texas. That was in 93. Then Oklahoma City, 2 years later on the same date. ABC's Jim Ryan is with us from Dallas, and he was at both of those incidents. Hey, Jim, thanks for being with us. I want to kind of go through each one and have you walk us through what you remember about each of those days. Let's start with Waco.
Yeah, I mean, it was shocking start to finish. It was a Sunday afternoon, February 28th, when I got word that there was something going on outside Waco, that several federal agents had been killed in a shootout with this religious organization about 10 miles east of Waco. I drove down there, got there in about an hour, and it's a little over 100 miles down there, John. But there was this expectation that it was going to end any time, that the Branch Davidians and their leader, David Koresh, would be giving up at any time, that they'd surrender and come out peacefully. Well, they didn't. 51 days later, we saw how it all ended. A fire. The entire compound burned to the ground. Over 80 people were killed. And that was the end of the Branch Davidian. Now it's not the end of the sect. There are still members who are around Waco, but in terms of its presence out there, it's over now.
Unbelievable. So on April 19th, can you paint the picture of where you were as a reporter and when the feds were going in and then you started seeing the fire?
Yeah. Well, I was about a mile away from this compound, this kind of clapboard compound that this group had been building for the previous 3 or 4 or 5 years. And as I was standing there looking at it, as I had for so many hours over the previous 51 days, I saw what looked like flames on the right side, on the far end. This was a little before noontime, an extremely windy day on that plain outside Waco. On the opposite end of this long, low building, I saw flames coming from the other end. So there were these simultaneous fires on either end of the building. Now, to me, that suggests that somebody inside is setting the fires. And in fact, there is audio that was recorded surreptitiously by the feds. They'd sneak microphones into the building, and you could hear people saying, okay, pour some over there, pouring kerosene or gasoline inside the building and presumably setting it on fire. Now, that's one theory. There are others who say that the feds are the ones who started the fire, that the federal agents who were outside are the ones who did this. Timothy McVeigh is one who believed that theory. 2 years to the day after the fire on April 19th, he took matters into his own hands, decided to exact revenge, and blew up the Alfred Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City, about 230 miles north of Waco.
So one more question about Waco. As a journalist, you're also a human being. What was it like, Jim, when you could see that happening and you knew that there were women and children inside of there?
Well, it was unbelievable. I mean, it was a shock. You're sitting there on a 1993 Motorola 11,000 big white brick phone, trying to do your report and watching this all unfolding in front of you just a mile away or so. And it's the kind of thing, John, you compartmentalize these things. You set it in one part of your brain. You deal with it later while you're there doing your job. You're describing what's going on to a radio audience and doing the best you can. It's only later that you process it, maybe days, weeks, years later when it all comes to crashing in on you.
So I have my daughter lives in Dallas. And so I was down there and everybody else had to work and I took the week off. And so one day I went to Waco and I didn't go to this site. I went to see, I don't know, Magnolia Farms, and I went to the Dr. Pepper Museum and did a couple other things. My question related to all that is this kind of became the identity of Waco, even though it wasn't in the city. Have they gotten away from that? Are there other things that have now superseded what people think of when they think of Waco if they're not from the area?
Yeah, and I think that's by design. Waco didn't want this hanging over its shoulder all these years, and you had things like Magnolia, the couple from TV, their fix-up show coming in and opening up this whole retail complex. Baylor University has grown quite dramatically since then, and so I think Waco has kind of shied away from it. That's why you won't see some sort of organized commemoration tomorrow of what happened 32 years ago. in Oklahoma City, it's a different matter. The city has kind of embraced its response to what happened that day in 1995. It's the city and the state, really, the whole country came together. It led to something called the Oklahoma Standard, right? And that was this dramatic response that came after the Oklahoma City bombing. And that's why you will see a commemoration tomorrow at the site of the bombing. Former President Clinton will be there speaking as he did right after the bombing. He was president in 1995. He'll be back there tomorrow taking part in the ceremonies, 168 minutes of silence and the reading of the 168 names of the people who were killed that day.
Take us into the Oklahoma City bombing, because you had to arrive at the scene. It had already happened. You weren't witnessing it unfold. I have a photographer friend who was there for months, but he was really far away. Did you get anywhere close to that scene?
Well, yeah. I mean, especially early on. I mean, I landed and there was still smoke coming out of the building. It's a short flight from Dallas up to Oklahoma City, and I got there fairly quickly and stayed there for a few weeks as well. And early on, it was fairly easy to be close. I mean, across the street from the building. It was a dangerous place because the place was still collapsing, and people were eventually moved back and away from it until the place could be demolished altogether. And now, I mean, it's remarkable to see how it's changed today. I mean, there is a beautiful memorial on one end is sort of a clock face denoting 9:03, and at the other end of this complex, the other end of the reflecting pool is 9:04, the minute before the explosion, the minute after, to symbolize the change in the city and the people who were affected by it. Between these two and alongside the reflecting pool are 168 glass chairs to symbolize where the people were generally inside the building, including 19 tiny chairs to show where the children were when the bomb went off.
Jim, what was it like to see it in person when it was half standing like that? I mean, we see photos, but to see a massive building like that, a federal building being bombed, I mean, what could that look like in person?
It was just as you saw there, the whole front just sheared away like a giant claw had come through and ripped off the front of this building. And yeah, I mean, and this was a sturdy concrete structure, and it just illustrates, I think, the power of the explosive. 5,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate and fuel oil inside a rented Ryder truck parked outside. A 5,000-pound bomb that exploded that day intentionally. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a natural gas explosion or something. This was an intentional act of a Army veteran, an extremist, who was driving away from the scene wearing earmuffs to keep from damaging his own hearing, knowing that so many people, including children, were going to lose their lives.
ABC's Jim Ryan in Texas, 2 tragic anniversaries that'll take place this weekend. Jim, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, John.
3:55 at WTMJ. Coming up during the 4 o'clock hour, the Bucs playoff run. Let's hope it's a run. Starts on Saturday. We will preview that for you, the weekend review. And a local rabbi who works with those on the autism spectrum responds to RFK Jr.'s comments about autism. All of that we'll do coming up in the next hour.
From the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Some Harley-Davidson dealers agree with H Partners Management's call for the immediate firing of Harley-Davidson Inc. CEO Jochen Zeitz. Some dealers agree with the fund's criticism of Harley's remote work policies and other changes such as how merchandise is sold and the focus on electric motorcycles. Derek Taylor, who Three Leaf Partners fired in January, files a lawsuit against 3 related limited liability companies and the firm's founders, including Milwaukee Bucks player Pat Connaughton. Taylor is seeking financial damages and payment for his share of Three Leaf Ventures LLC. Manpower Group sees year-over-year net income drop significantly. The Milwaukee-based staffing firm posted a net income of $5.6 million compared with $39.7 million in the year-ago quarter. I'm Logan Hansen from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
We didn't write the headline. The Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Market shifts, economic uncertainty, and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. No doubt, standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil, and we're totally on board with that. But retirement planning isn't a set-it-and-forget-it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized financial, retirement, estate, and tax plans that adapt as needed and put your goals first always. Already with another firm, but getting the feeling you're lost in the shuffle or they just can't keep up? A second opinion could be the smartest move you could make. If you're managing it yourself, we'll fill in the gaps with professional precision. You work hard to build your future. Don't leave it to chance. Put a pro on your side. Get a proactive plan from a fee-only fiduciary. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Pella Windows and Doors is rocking right now. It's their time of year, and they want to take care of you big time. Windows, doors, like a front door, sliding patio doors, almost anything that deals with that part of your house, they will do for you and do it right. It's all custom. They've got incredible choices, and all the buzz right now surrounding the draft, the buzz should be surrounding Pella Windows and Doors. Make them your number one pick right now. No interest financing options available or free glass upgrades as long as you order by the end of the month. So do it now. Then you have it done in pretty quick order. Everything's taken care of as we head into the summer. Talented designers and installers that can match your unique aesthetic throughout the house. They have dramatic colors, custom sizes, finishes, profiles, and more. Durable, distinguished details, the best wood warranty in the industry, and don't miss out. Do it now. No interest financing options are available or free glass upgrades at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Certain restrictions apply. Deal ends April 30th. Place your free in-home consultation appointment today. PellaWI.com.
Who's hungry? Mark your calendar April 19th through the 27th for Lake Geneva Restaurant Week. This culinary adventure showcases dozens of the area's top restaurants, serving up exclusive breakfast, lunch, and dinner menus at unbeatable savings. From casual cafes to elegant fine dining, the choices are endless as we celebrate Lake Geneva's amazing dining scene. Check out participating restaurants, menus, and all the tasty details at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, it's always been the place for distinctive dining.
Say hello to the future of drinking with Nowadays. While Green Bay's on the clock, enjoy a cannabis-infused spirit designed to deliver a light and buzzy experience without the negative effects of alcohol. Ditch the booze. Keep the fun. Drink Nowadays. Look for Nowadays at your local retailer or bar.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
The Brewers welcome the team without a home.
Fly ball, left center field. That ball is way back there. Bye-bye baseball. Rhys Hoskins with his first of the year.
Our coverage against the Athletics starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up on your home for the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, new details on the alleged shooter at Florida State University.
I'm Julia Fellow. There's struggling child care programs taking another hit.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We do still have this accident on 94 eastbound right at the ramp from 175 southbound in the stadium interchange. It is on the right shoulder, so just watch out for that. Delays now coming in from 92nd Street all the way to that point. You take a step back, we do have delays on eastbound 94 from Highway F in Waukesha County all the way past Barker Road, almost to Brookfield Road. Westbound on 94, slow out of the Marquette all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 41, heavy from Highway 100 all the way up past Burleigh. Southbound slow from south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
A few storms early tonight, a low of 44. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 53. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, classes remain canceled at Florida State University as authorities work to figure out what led to a deadly mass shooting on the campus. Katie Weiss reports from Tallahassee.
The first shot rang out at 11:56 or 57.
And within 3 to 5 minutes, the situation was over.
At least 6 victims were transported to Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare with wounds to the chest and abdomen.
3 of them did go to the operating room and have since been out of the operating room. We do feel that all will make a full recovery.
57-year-old Roberto Morales, an FSU employee, was one of the victims killed. He leaves behind a wife and a daughter.
Court records obtained by CBS show the suspected shooter had been at the center of a years-long custody battle between his father and birth mother. Florida State University has opened a support center on campus to provide counseling to students and faculty.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen today responded to President Trump calling him a fool for meeting with deported MS-13 suspect Gilmar Abrego Garcia in El Salvador. Van Hollen says that the president is trying to deny Americans due process.
The Trump administration is asserting a right to stash away residents of this country in foreign prisons without the semblance of due process that is the foundation of our constitutional order.
Garcia has been removed from the notorious prison to another detention center in the country. More Democrats now saying they will fly to El Salvador to push for his release.
Closures could be coming for a decades-old national child care program.
The families of about 16,000 children in Wisconsin alone rely on the Head Start program for free childcare and other educational services. But funding cuts and confusion could soon leave hundreds of low-income families without care. Wisconsin programs have received less than half the federal funding they received at this time last year. They're also experiencing payment delays, even for grants that have already been awarded. The funding cuts put the jobs of 4,000 Wisconsinites at risk. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Time to dust off those golf clubs as Milwaukee County golf season begins. The County Parks Director, Guy Smith, tells WTMJ the county's 13 golf courses help generate revenue.
It's extremely important for us because with golf, with our marina, with our food and beverage, that is over 50% of our budget. And so being able to invest back into our golf system is so important.
County courses generated more than $11 million last year.
Coming up, is it chocolate eggs or Peeps that take the Easter candy crown?
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:04.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, if you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit froedtert.com/heart.
John Mercure here for Colders, the best in the business. Their Hop into Savings event is happening right now at all 4 locations through Monday. Make time this weekend. They're going to take really good care of you. Right now, buy one furniture or mattress at a really big discount. I mean, everything is marked down. Get the next item you buy for 80% off if you sign up for lifetime free delivery, which you want anyhow. I mean, it's lifetime delivery. And then you get the stuff at a big discount. Second item, 80% off. I mean, just think about it. You sign up for the lifetime delivery, which you need to get the stuff to your house. Then you buy, say, a sofa at 55% off. Get a love seat at 80% off. It's incredible. Price is frozen despite the tariff situation going in. I love the Colders stores. Great selection, great feel. The sales team is the best in the industry. Hop into their store today. They've got great showrooms. Shop one of any 4 locations today through Monday to get this incredible deal. Now's the time if you're in the market for furniture, appliances, or mattresses. It's Colders. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:06.
What's the most popular Easter candy this year? CBS News' Stacey Lynn.
What kind of candy do most Americans want in their Easter baskets? According to Instacart, Reese's Peanut Butter Eggs reign supreme. Their top 10 also included a bunch of Cadbury Eggs, Starburst Jelly Beans, Sour Patch Kids, and Chocolate Bunnies. But no Peeps. While the very polarizing Marshmallow Chicks and Bunnies didn't make their nationwide list, Google Trends beg to differ, with Peeps searches over the past month soaring in 35 states. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Brewers promote third base prospect Caleb Durbin to the big league roster after sending Oliver Dunn to AAA. The Brewers host the A's tonight in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Coverage begins following the 6 o'clock news on WTMJ. The Bucks will begin the postseason without All-Star guard Damian Lillard, but Dame could return to the floor as early as Game 2 of the playoff series against the Pacers.
He's been cleared for full basketball activity, which is unbelievable. He's no longer on blood-thinning medicine, which allows him to have some contact and play. And I think for us, beyond thanking world-class physicians and our whole performance team and Dame himself, he'll continue some on-court activity, and we will see how it goes.
That is Bucks president Peter Feigin. Game 1 of the series between the Bucks and the Pacers scheduled for Saturday at noon.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:08.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. It's Kubota Orange Days from America's #1 selling compact tractor, zero-turn mower, and sweet utility vehicle seller. And your local Kubota dealer is Bill's Power Center, delivering the savings you need for the life you love. Up to $500 in savings. April 30th through May 3rd. Orange Days financing and savings available. Exclusive deals. Don't miss this chance. Visit Bill's Power Center April 30th through May 3rd. I'll even be there on the Saturday, or BillsPowerCenter.com. I love the guys at Bill's.
Okay, adventurers, listen up. Fox World Travel just dropped some seriously incredible Fox Group vacation destinations for 2026. Set sail on a yacht through the Croatian coastline, join a thrilling African safari, or immerse yourself in the mecca of all flower shows in London. And for the first time, we're introducing a woman's-only tour, partnering with Insight Vacations, Globus, and African Travel. But these are just a few of the exclusive offerings. But don't wait. They're filling up fast. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO to reserve your spot today.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John Mercure and Julia Fellow.
Hope you are having a fantastic day. It's 4:09 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Happy Friday. Wanted to get you up to date on why the CDC pulled out of helping Milwaukee Public Schools investigate the hazardous lead levels in more than 100 schools. At least 100 buildings. 4 children have been positively lead poisoned. And the Milwaukee Health Department confirms the source was from Milwaukee Public Schools. Even low levels of lead can cause irreversible damage to a child's brain and nervous system. They believe it's from the lead paint. There's more than 100 buildings that were built before 1978 when lead was used to paint the school walls, cracking over time, getting into children's lungs, so much so that the readings far exceed CDC guidelines and shut down schools for lead remediation efforts. 3 schools closed right now. Starms, Fernwood could open next week, and cleanup just started at La Follette, which could take another 4 to 5 weeks. That's according to our reporter, Sean Brinda, who's been on top of this. So thank you, Sean, for telling me that. And 4 so far, out of more than 100 buildings they have to clean up, have been completely cleaned up, out of more than 100. So the CDC had been helping through this process. There was a formal request, though, on March 26 because it's a lot. City leaders wanted the national expertise and support from the CDC, which includes planning for lead investigations, properly collecting the data, looking at it, sifting through, comparing it to other cities and states that have dealt with this, and staffing testing clinics because there have been a few. And more children have been identified with elevated lead levels in their blood, and they have to go to the next step, go to a doctor and get evaluated. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of work. But the 2 CDC workers who were on the ground here were let go. There was a letter that was written to our Milwaukee leaders. It says, "I sincerely regret to inform you that due to the complete loss of our lead program with the CDC, we'll be unable to support you with this." So according to thehill.com, this is the Trump administration's push to slim down the government workforce. So those two were among about 200 people let go from this division of the CDC. The staff who look at childhood lead exposure across our country. Also, that exact division investigates cancer clusters in certain areas of America. All of them were among those fired. And also, this division, for example, John, helped discover lead contamination in applesauce pouches. That was really big news, and it was popular with kids.
Yeah.
So that was one of their really big discoveries. And the person also noted that the division had staffers who'd be able to respond to a case if there were nuclear events, such as an attack or a nuclear plant meltdown. That was the same division of the more than 200 people that were let go. So, for example, if there was a nuclear detonation in the U.S. or a dirty bomb, so to speak, that division would be the one who would lead that response. So I just wanted to let you know. So the current situation is that the city is now facing the lead crisis on their own, including delaying the next big lead screening event and dealing with the closures of 3 schools. The new superintendent of schools, Brenda Casella, says that they will use the MPS budget to clean it all up.
They got to get it taken care of one way or the other. It is 4:13 at WTMJ. I'm ready for this. I'm pretty excited. The Bucs playoff season begins on Saturday. We've got a preview up next.
A whole day dedicated to us?
No, dedicated to you, the WTMJ fan.
Come and celebrate WTMJ with us, your favorite WTMJ host, at a private tailgate at the Brewers game Saturday, May 17th.
Enjoy food, drinks, and hanging out with us. Plus tickets to the Brewers game as they take on the Twins at AmFam Field.
Get more information and secure your tickets at WTMJday.com.
Tickets will go fast, so sign up today. We'll see you at the ballpark for WTMJ Day, Saturday, May 17th.
WTMJ Day is sponsored by Woodman's.
Best selection, best value. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. You're getting ready for the weekend, right? You're getting ready for spring to come. Pretty soon it's going to be time to be out on the deck. Time to make sure you got those cocktails, that wine and beer, all ready to go. Where I shop for all that great stuff is Otto's Wine and Spirits. Employee-owned, super friendly staff. Otto's Wine and Spirits, it's my place. They've been serving Milwaukee since 1945. 7 different locations. They're all over the place. Stop into one of these stores. You'll like the vibe. I just love it when I'm in there. Best selection, best value. Wisconsin strong. They'll beat any advertised price. They have the best prices. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits.
Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. We talk all the time about Tri-County Contracting, the place to go for roofs and siding, but don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also does windows. Need a new front entry door? Tri-County Contracting, or maybe a patio door that's always jammed. Get your free estimates today. They've been helping homeowners like you for 46 years. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
We're sponsored by the Wisconsin State Fair. Big Group Save Big at Wisconsin State Fair. Deal ends April 27th.
Big Group save big at Wisconsin State Fair. Take advantage of discounted group tickets for parties of 25 or more at wistatefair.com. Hurry, deals end April 27th.
Traffic and weather. Debbie Loziga, how's that ride rolling?
Well, we've got a crash on the ramp from 43 northbound, the Rock Freeway, to northbound 894 in the Hale. So that's something to keep in mind. That's off on the right shoulder there. We've got another crash, 94 southbound, just south of Rawson. That's off on the left shoulder. An earlier accident in the stadium interchange has been cleared, but we do still have that disabled vehicle on the ramp from 175 southbound to 94 eastbound. So that's going to be affecting your ride as well. As for delays, northbound 43, your usual stuff right around the North Avenue curve up towards Keith, and southbound 41 slowing from before Hampton all the way down past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, a few storms, a low of 44 degrees. Tomorrow, filtered sun, a high of 53. Sunday, scattered showers, a high of 53. Monday, rain early, 54. Tuesday, slight chance for rain, a high of 56. It's currently 66 degrees. Bucks playoff season starts on Saturday, noon tip. You'll hear it here on WTMJ. Brandon Snide is the host of the Bucks pregame show. Heard here. Bucks warm-up?
Bucks shoot-around.
Bucks shoot-around. Thank you. Bucks shoot-around. All right, Brandon, how are we feeling about the season? It's been a weird season.
I was just going to get into that.
Disappointing.
You would say disappointing. I would disagree, and I'll tell you why.
Number 5 seed, I think, is disappointing.
Number 5 seed, it happens. It definitely has felt like a roller coaster type season, John and Julia, for this Bucks team. You look back at the start of the year, the expectations, right? You go into it, you got Giannis, you got Dame, year 2 with Doc. It's a championship or bust. Well, they begin that year 2-8 record. A month later, they win the NBA Cup, the NBA in-season tournament, which is now renamed the NBA Cup. Then Bobby Portis, the month after that, I don't know if you guys remember, was in the news with the family emergency, the unfortunate news that his grandmother had passed away. Then about 2 weeks after that, Chris Middleton gets traded from the Bucks and goes to Washington. Kyle Kuzma's on the Bucks. Then Bobby Portis back in the news right after that, with a 25-game suspension. Then shortly after that, the blood clot that was discovered in Damian Lillard's right calf. And then when all of it looks a little bleak, right, the season's kind of on the edge there, they rattle off 8 straight wins to finish the regular season, and here we are. Interesting, to say the least. And you did hear me mention Damian Lillard there yesterday on these same airwaves on WTMJ. Bucks president Peter Feigin with maybe the best news for all of Bucks fans.
I think he's been cleared for full basketball activity, which is unbelievable. He's no longer on blood thinning medicine, which allows him to have some contact and play. He'll continue some on-court activity, and we will see how it goes.
Now, in those comments, there's some gray area in that, obviously. Nothing is guaranteed, but off the court, great news for Dame and his family. We'll see if he does make a return. He has practiced. He was at the send-off rally. But we do know this about Damian Lillard. Thanks to Giannis, he does have some positive feelings about this postseason.
You missed the playoffs for a couple years, and you played the entire season for a chance to play in the playoffs, and then you don't get to play. So, I mean, obviously that the hunger is there. The hunger is there, but if I had to say one thing, I would say, excitement. Just all week in practice. He's always goofy and he's always, making a joke here and there. But the excitement that I haven't seen it like this, how excited he is to be back in the playoffs. And it makes me excited. So, I was getting excited before I knew I was going to be playing. So it's now that I know I'm going to have an opportunity to play, I'm like, man, it's all coming together, in perfect timing.
Giannis there helping get Dame excited for the playoffs. And we do know for certain that the world's best player that we just mentioned, Giannis, he will suit up on Saturday. And the quest for ring number 2 is all on the mind of the 2-time MVP.
I look back at my career and everybody can say, oh, he had an incredible career, active Hall of Famer, first ballot, whatever. But me, my personal goal, if I'm not able to help my team win a second ring, I'm letting down myself.
Now, obviously, the Damian Lillard status, as we mentioned, is kind of unknown going forward. But the guy that had stepped in for him is a guy they acquired at the trade deadline. Another wrinkle in the season for this Bucks team. It's been Kevin Porter Jr. He's been incredible on both ends. He's helped them win a handful of these games, especially in the 8-game winning streak here going into the postseason. He also spoke ahead of these playoffs on what he has feeling entering the postseason.
At the end of the day, it's basketball, and I feel like individually I'm very good at it. We had a great stretch to end the season, the regular season, and we feel like we're clicking on all cylinders right now. So we're confident. We work. That's one thing about our team is we got hard workers all around across the board, and we trust our work and we trust each other.
So you heard Kevin Porter Jr. there, guys. He sounds like he's ready to play, right? Giannis is healthy. This is the first time Giannis has been healthy entering the postseason since 2022. The Bucks will get Jericho Sims back. He's been good to go. And apparently, guys, so is Bobby Portis.
Ain't nothing gonna bother me anymore. I done been through so much in my life the last year. I got thrown out of the playoff game. I got robbed. My grandma died. I got suspended for 25 games. Can't nobody knock me off my swag no more. Respectfully. I'm ready to hoop. I ain't hooped in a minute. I'm just ready to play ball, check ball, man. We here.
I don't know about you two, but that right there gets me hyped up. I'm ready to run through the wall in here. I hate, capital H, hate this Indiana Pacers team. I hate all of them. I know Tyrese Halliburton is from Wisconsin. Who cares? Can't stand him. None of them It's going to be a grab your popcorn type of series, I think, guys. It's going to be tough. Keep in mind, though, this Milwaukee Bucks team beat this Indiana Pacers team 3 out of 4 times they played in this regular season. The only Pacers win was a prayer and a heave from Halliburton in the final seconds about a month ago. The Bucks are, quite frankly, in my opinion, the better team. They have the best player in the world, despite not having Dame back now. I still believe this team beats the Pacers, and I'm not going to say this because it's tattooed on my arm. I'll say Bucks in 6 for the culture, of course, but it's definitely going to be an interesting series, and I'm just excited as a fan that Giannis is healthy going into this postseason because we have not seen that in quite some time. And you heard Damian Lillard there. Giannis is excited, and if that guy's excited and he's ready to go, if you're Indiana, you're probably worried a little bit.
Fingers crossed he stays healthy. We got to keep that guy healthy. I think they really struggle to win the series if Dame doesn't come back. I think they can win some games without Dame.
Yeah.
I like your attitude. I think they're better. I think they're motivated. I think revenge is on the Bucks' mind.
Sure.
But we need Dame back, especially if you look at, let's say we get out of this series.
Well, and I think that would be the big question too, John. I'll be honest with you. I think this team can beat the Pacers team without Damian Lillard. Now, would you like to have him? Of course.
Yes,
he's one of the best players to ever play the game of basketball.
75 all-time team, yeah.
And I don't know if you caught any of the words there from Damian Lillard that I played. It sounds like that might be sooner rather than later. Again, that's not a report. That's just an assumption on my end.
No, and Peter Fagan said, this is very important because I worked in a pharmacy. If he's off the blood pressure medication, that's really good, the blood thinner, because it affects his blood pressure, okay?
Good point.
And it could cause major bruising, and it's a very big contact sport. But yeah, the blood thinner and his blood pressure and his heart pumping, it's so good that he's off that medication. That's a great sign.
But he's not fit. So right now his issue is he's not fit.
He's been conditioning though. He's been working out. It's been non-contact, of course.
Right.
But speaking of blood pressure, tomorrow at noon, Julie and John, you might want to just check in on me. It might be a little high. Tomorrow, a noon tip-off on a Saturday. So I'll be honest with you. I know it's Easter weekend and the Easter Bunny is coming. Saturday by 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it'll make or break my weekend.
Oh, come on. Don't let it ruin your weekend if they lose. Even if they drop this first one, they can win the series.
It's true.
You'll be okay.
True. It's a 7-game series.
You've got a beautiful family. Don't let what happens on the hardwood hurt your weekend.
We'll try not to. No promises.
I'm ready, though, too. I'm ready. Let's go. It is 4:24 at WTMJ. Let's check how the markets did. They're actually closed for the Good Friday holiday. They will reopen on Monday. Let's recap where the week ended. The S&P was up 7 points yesterday. The Dow was off 527. The NASDAQ was off 21 points. It's Annex Wealth Management, financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Know the difference with Annex.
Ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
I love my dogs, Bella and Baxter. I can't believe Bella's 10 years old already. Baxter's 5 years old. And they're like the kids in our house because our kids aren't in the house anymore. And like raising children, I found that the dogs didn't always listen to me. I was like, what is going on with these dogs? Well, what was going on was that I needed to do a better job. Sit Means Sit dog training has taught me how to be a better dog owner. Sit Means Sit is good with training. They have the best techniques. They have the best trainers. They're the best in the business. Do what we did. Sit Means Sit. We started with a free consultation. You can do the same thing, multiple locations. SitMeansSitWaukesha.com is the website. Want a dog that's happy, confident, obedient? Check out Sit Means Sit.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. OrthoWisconsin.com.
We did the math. When you buy bagged mulch from the big guys, you pay $50 a yard. Why pay more for inferior mulch? When you buy from Erickson's, you'll get premium mulch for almost half the cost. And you'll see that even our economy mulch is better, for less than half the cost of bag mulch. And either choice is made with premium colorant that lasts longer. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, joined by Jay Saunders, the PR manager at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. All right, Jay, let's start with the restaurants. There's some great stuff cooking out with you guys.
You know, John, we have a deal for every palate, it seems like right now. Let's look ahead to Easter Sunday, because Dream Dance Steakhouse is going to have a very special dinner for two that includes steak and lobster, not or lobster, and lobster. Ooh. And we've got a great buffet that's going to be at Canal Street Cafe from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. We're talking carving stations with ham, beef tenderloin, breakfast favorites, Easter-themed desserts, all the goodies you want. We recommend reservations for both restaurants. Dream Dance right now also has a new prime rib special on Thursday nights. And check out our Potawatomi Marketplace. We've got a special pizza of the month and cake of the month.
That sounds fantastic. Hey, the draft is going to be in Green Bay next week, but you're celebrating big time here in Milwaukee.
That's right. It should be a great party throughout the state. The sportsbook's going to be really busy with excitement, all sorts of betting opportunities. We're going to have Packers kicker Mason Crosby here on Friday night.
Fun.
Yeah, talk about the Packers picks and hang out with the fans. All weekend long, we're going to have $1 off of draft beers. And if you want to head up to Green Bay without all the traffic headaches, we've got a cool offer through our hotel that includes a room, shuttle, food and beverage gift cards, or you can just take a shuttle up and back. We've got all the information on our website.
All right, what about the action on the casino floor?
You know, we got two cool new promotions running right now. You can win big bucks. Enchanted Spins is a quest to win your share of $300,000. Thursdays in April, you can win cash during the Enchanted Spins slot tournament. And on Saturdays, Gold Breaker is back. You can win $10,000 jackpot just by playing your favorite slot machine. Just a random shot at $10,000 on any spin. And we had two winners just last weekend.
That's fun. Potawatomi.com. Jay Saunders is the PR manager at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, John.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations, Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com, because today's your day.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, the latest on a wrongfully deported Maryland man.
I'm Julia Fellow. The governor's veto pen will remain powerful. I'm Debbie Lazaga. A couple of accidents still near the Hale interchange right now. First of all, 894 southbound, right at the ramp from Beloit Road. The right shoulder is blocked with that accident. Delays coming in from just about National Avenue. Then we've also got a crash on the ramp from the Rock Freeway northbound to northbound 894 in the Hale. That's also off on the right shoulder. As far as delays are concerned, we've got eastbound 94 backing up from 84th Street to Hawley Road and then again through the stadium. Westbound heavy from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard and northbound 43. Right around the North Avenue curve, going to be slow all the way up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Scattered showers and storms will continue tonight. It'll be mostly cloudy, late tonight, low 44. Saturday, tomorrow, partly cloudy. The high will be 54, turning cooler, though, lakeside in the evening.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, after visiting Kilmar Abrego Garcia in El Salvador, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen says he's been moved from the Terrorism Confinement Center to a detention center with better conditions. ABC national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
On arrival at Washington Dulles Airport, Senator Chris Van Hollen said Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been shut off from the outside world.
They haven't told him anything about why he was sent.
Van Hollen says he asked El Salvador's vice president if that country had any reason to imprison him.
Why is he here? Because the Trump administration is paying us to keep him here.
The Maryland Democrats said to create a softer image, Salvadoran officials initially wanted the meeting to take place poolside. He says margaritas were placed in front of them, but that neither he nor Abrego Garcia took the drinks. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court rules the governor can lock in a 400-year school funding increase using his uniquely powerful veto. Lawmakers included a $325 increase to public schools revenue limits for the 2023-24 school year and 2024-25 school years in the latest budget. When it reached Governor Evers' desk, he struck the 2 digits out and the dash. So then it increased through 24-25, the year 24-25. Wisconsin is the only state where governors can partially veto spending bills by just striking words, numbers, and punctuation to create new meaning or spending amounts.
New details being revealed in the case of a man from Arkansas charged with abducting a 17-year-old from Beaver Dam.
40-year-old Gary Day faces multiple counts of child enticement and abduction of a child after Day was found with Sophia Franklin at a Nebraska truck stop. Police report that Franklin's parents were in contact with her during July of 2024 when she was first reported missing. During this time, Franklin was in Arkansas with Day, though Franklin's parents believe she was still in Beaver Dam with a friend. Franklin has since been returned to her family. Day is in custody in Dodge County and returns to court next week. Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
West Dallas Public Safety Committee recommending revoking the liquor license of the Drunk Uncle Bar amidst an investigation into allegations of sexual harassment against the bar's owner, Neil Stefik. Stefik directly addressed those allegations for the first time today, denying claims by past customers that he harassed and threatened female patrons.
I've been here for 12 years, so as far as following the law, I think we do a pretty darn good job.
But committee chair Suzette Grisham was not convinced.
After 11, 12 years of getting away with this behavior, I think the jig is up.
The full West Dallas Common Council will consider revoking the license on May 6.
We're not out of the woods yet for severe weather chances this evening. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen told us.
We're going to be into this now for the next several hours, probably until around 9 o'clock or so. We're going to have to stay glued to the radar because we're likely going to continue to see more storms develop. And whether they become severe or not, we'll sort of touch and go on that.
Copleen says isolated areas could see wind and damaging hail. Chief meteorologist Brian Niznansky joins us live coming up at 5:35.
An honor recognizing the best community college in the nation goes to a rural Wisconsin college. Southwest Wisconsin Technical College in Fenimore won the Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence. It highlights the importance of community colleges. Southwest Tech has an above-average graduation rate. Its programs focus on guaranteeing jobs with living wages. It's the first time a Wisconsin institution won the prize.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers remains uncertain if he'll play a 21st season. Speaking on the Pat McAfee Show, Rodgers described an abrupt meeting with Jets head coach Aaron Glenn that signaled the end of his time in New York.
I think we're going to have this long conversation. I've flown across the country, and 20 seconds in, he goes, "So do you want to play football?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm interested." And he said, "We're going a different direction at quarterback. If they want to move on, that's totally fine." But shocked because I just flew across country. You could have told me this on the phone.
The NFL draft begins Thursday of next week. The Packers currently on the 23rd pick of the first round. The Brewers welcome in the A's for a 3-game weekend series. Infield prospect Caleb Durbin called up from AAA. Coverage of tonight's game begins following the 6 o'clock news. And the Bucks begin the postseason tomorrow afternoon against the Pacers. Coverage begins at 11:30 tomorrow morning on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:36.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopko Optical. Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopko Optical. Schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopko Optical. Receive quality eye care and a personalized vision solution tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin, they've got the best doctors. They've got the highest patient satisfaction ratings. They're going to take care of you. We all want to be able to do the things we want to do without pain, and that matters to the doctors and staff at Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Whether it's hip, knee, shoulder, you got an ankle or an elbow, they will take care of you. They'll walk you through the process. They have all the best imaging. Request an appointment by going to the website, ohow.com, ohow.com. There's a big button, request an appointment. Hit that button. I've been in their buildings, modern, gorgeous facilities. Orthopedic Center of Excellence. Go to ohow.com, hit request an appointment. Do it today. Get in and get feeling better.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Sarah, how are you going to do a raised vegetable garden on this tiny condo balcony?
Grab that Craftsman drill and let's hang that trellis on the ceiling.
We've got the value you need to do things your way. Like all pairs of Skechers, buy one, get one half price. $10 off women's Levi's Red Tab shorts, $39.99. And new Stryker fishing apparel, 20% off.
Upside down tomatoes, here we come.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us on this Friday of Easter weekend. One giant leap for womankind, a shocking development for a Bucs superstar, a baseball-sized hail incident, and more. It's a Week in Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go.
April 14th is 414 Day in Milwaukee.
We've been planning since August.
Community members tell WTMJ why they love living in Milwaukee.
It just unifies all of us. Everyone, I think, is like, we're very prideful of our city.
I, like a meathead, unfortunately forgot to do the countdown. And I saw a window, and I just cued the guy, Joe Rainey, and the kids to play. And then the mayor's looking at me, and he's like, dude, you forgot the countdown.
Oh, man.
2, 1, ignition.
Among the 6 women aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard were entertainer Katy Perry and TV personality Gayle King.
Hear that screaming inside the capsule?
I never in a gazillion years thought I could do this.
I brought a daisy because I have so much love for my daughter Daisy. Flowers for me, I believe, are like God's laughter.
To myself, what the
A planned Buc-ee's Travel Center in Oak Creek may have hit a legal snag.
The lawsuit alleges that the rezoning and amendment were done solely for the benefit of the developer.
There's going to be some sort of development in that area, but not a circus.
Mark Zuckerberg took the stand in an antitrust trial. It could break up his social media empire.
They were trying to lay the foundation to be able to argue that the only reason that they were purchased was to edge out competitors.
A man charged with child enticement and abduction has been sent back to Wisconsin. And this afternoon, he's sitting in custody at the Dodge County Jail.
The court will order $2 million cash bail.
40-year-old Gary Day was arrested earlier this month at an Omaha truck stop where he was discovered with 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam.
Amid a falling stock price, internal turmoil, and global strife, the current Harley CEO is retiring. Freedom Road Harley owner Mario Galasso says it's time for a working man to take over the iconic company.
There's a lot of good work that's being done. Unfortunately, it appears to be wrapped around the axle with some sort of, divisiveness at the top.
It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bride.
Good morning, everybody. I leave for a few days. My pal, Kristen Bride, alongside. And all of a sudden, we have a new show.
New show.
This is certainly a gigantic step in the right direction.
Lillard has been out since March 18th with deep vein thrombosis in his right calf. Bucs president Peter Feigin is somewhat optimistic Lillard will appear at some point during the series.
Police, along with the FBI, responding to an active shooter at a Florida State University in Tallahassee campus.
It's
It's definitely shocking to me right now.
2 victims are deceased.
A pretty fiery meeting with the Wisconsin Elections Commission.
I love this story.
From the City Milwaukee Election Commission,
Bob, I'm ruling
20
your
out
comment.
of ballots on
Bob,
April
I'm
1st to the
ruling your
point that
comment.
69 out of 189
I am
ballot
ruling your
issues with 9
comments
polling
out
locations
of
running out
order,
of ballots
Bob.
altogether. and
Bob,
voters
you
actually
need
waiting
to
for
stop
hours
or
to
I
be
will
able
ask
to
you to
vote.
leave this meeting.
I
don't know what we're yelling about. You are
Okay,
out
stop,
of order,
right.
and I will eject you from this meeting
You're
if
going to
you
eject me from the
disobey
meeting? You're going to
again.
try and muzzle me?
You are out of order. Loud noises!
We have a severe thunderstorm warning.
Milwaukee north, there's a good chance these storms will reach into your area.
Road conditions are not great. Looks like we might have some flooding around the area on Highway 100.
This is roof damaging hail.
Today is the 250th anniversary of the ride, the Midnight Ride from Paul Revere.
Standing here near Charlestown, where moments ago Paul Revere, well-known artisan and staunch patriot, mounted a horse and galloped into the night.
He comes running in on a colt yelling.
Witnesses say it was a remarkable moment.
And then this man comes out on a magnificent stallion, shouting, "To arms, to arms."
And then he yells something like, "Christmas is coming."
No, honey, I think he said the British are coming.
What are we, gay?
You must stop.
Christmas is coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
The Weekend Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. It's 4:42. We check your roads up next. Wisconsin in the springtime is absolutely fantastic. Help me celebrate it as I introduce you to some of the cool people, places, and things that happen in the spring and throughout the year. It's Experience Wisconsin, 1 o'clock on Saturdays on WTMJ. This week, we check out Old World Wisconsin, where they're brewing new beer this year. That sounds fun. And we'll head to Beloit. It's Experience Wisconsin. We'll check in with the coolest places around the state, Saturdays at 1 o'clock right here on 620 WTMJ.
The most common reason pain sufferers come to us is to be able to perform their daily tasks without suffering through them. Grandparents who want to be able to take their grandkids on walks and to the park. Or those that just want to be able to get out of their vehicle with more ease than pain. Rejuvenex pain treatments can help, and the sooner you get to calming down that pain, the better it will be. These are powerful, FDA-approved pain treatments precisely administered with an extremely small needle to get to the root of your pain. And before you know it, you'll feel the anti-inflammatory power of Toradol and the cushioning relief of hyaluronic acid. Positive patient results are regularities, not rarities. And we do this conveniently in office, so it's very easy for you. And we're in network with most insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, which could mean zero out-of-pocket costs for your pain relief treatment. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Hey, boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, market volatility from tariffs is rocking 2025, but Annex Wealth Management is here for you. Unique challenges, they've got you covered. No matter the situation, with decades doing what they do, they've got the experience that you need at Annex. Annex runs as one team. Financial planning, investment, tax, and estate experts all in-house. They're your partner, delivering unbiased advice to plan your lifestyle through retirement. With tariffs driving uncertainty, their local pros keep your plan on track. Meeting Annex is simple. Local branches include Brookfield, Mequon, Lake Country, downtown at the Pfister, Appleton, Madison, Libertyville. Snowbirds choose their Naples, Florida location, and there's always the online option at Annex everywhere. They offer financial planning for all, Annex Private Client, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Ignite. With today's tariff-fueled market swings, go to annexwealth.com, click the Get Started button. Michelle and I did that years ago, and start the conversation. That's Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference with Annex.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie, how are the roads?
Well, we still have a backup on 894 southbound. We got a crash at Beloit Road on the southbound side off on the right shoulder. And then on the northbound side, we've got the ramp in the Hale interchange from northbound Rock Freeway to 894, another crash there. As far as delays are concerned, they're not too bad. We've got backups from 84th Street to about Hawley Road and a little bit coming out of the Stadium interchange towards 27th. And then northbound on 43 backing up around the North Avenue curve to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, we have storms. Meteorologist Craig Gopleen says that it's going to continue tonight. The low will be 44 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy, filtered sun, a high of 53. Sunday, mostly cloudy. Evening, scattered showers are possible. 48 at the lake, 53 inland. Monday, rain early, then it'll be cloudy and breezy, a high of 54. Tuesday, partly cloudy, a slight chance of evening showers. The high will be 56 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is cloudy and 50 degrees.
So a couple days ago, it was controversial when Cabinet Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. decided he would talk about autism and acted like he actually knew something about it. He came out and had these comments to say, listen to these, then we're going to give you some good perspective.
This is an individual tragedy as well. Autism destroys families. More importantly, it destroys our greatest resource, which are our children. These are children who should not be suffering like this. These are kids who, many of them were fully functional and regressed because of some environmental exposure into autism when they're 2 years old. And these are kids who will never pay taxes. They'll never hold a job. They'll never play baseball. They'll never write a poem. They'll never go out on a date. Many of them will never use a toilet unassisted. And we have to recognize we are doing this to our children.
I talked to someone this afternoon, about 2.5 hours ago, from the Autism Society of Wisconsin, who will join us on Monday, who said this is outrageous and it is inaccurate.
And in light of this, I wanted to talk about an organization that I've been part of for years. And I'm so lucky to be on the board. And I have the head of it for Friendship Circle of Wisconsin, Levi Stein. He spearheads it. It's the core of what they do, inclusion, to make anyone not feel left out. Friendship is at the core of what they do. His infectious passion helped the organization raise enough money to have the Friendship Circle Cafe and Bakery right in Fox Point. It is wonderful, where those living with intellectual or developmental disabilities on the spectrum, they have a helping hand, not a handout, to learn incredible job skills. So I wanted to talk about this. Levi, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
So tell me, let's start with those who with ID or autism spectrum disorder. What did a mother just tell you recently?
A mother told me not too long ago that I wouldn't change my child at all, but I would change the world for my child. And that's the perspective.
I love that. Your cafe is amazing. How was that idea born?
The idea was born when a young adult, Saul, who actually recently passed away, but at the time he was trying to find a job. And every time he would get a job, after about a month, 2 or 3, he would lose his job. And it was never explained why he would lose his job. And his mother came to us and she was kind of just venting about it. Like, why don't they tell me what's going on? I wish I knew. I can work with my son to get through those challenges. And that was really how our employment training program for adults with disabilities was born.
It started, John, in a synagogue right on Lake Drive.
That's so cool.
And I met Saul. I met his mom. I did a whole story on it. And Saul is amazing. And can you talk about the employment program, the steps that you teach them?
Absolutely. So it's a 12-month employment training program for adults with disabilities where they learn all the skills that they need to have a job. And we help connect them to local businesses to have a job. That's in addition to our local cafe that actually employs many of our graduates. And we find that people with disabilities can really add so much to the workplace. If you went around to Friendship Cafe and surveyed all the staff there and asked them why on earth do they work there, it's not for the paycheck. It's because they love the environment. They love how there's people with disabilities as a part of their team, treated equally and contributing in a big way.
44 adults with disabilities have graduated from the employment training program to date. It's incredible. The opportunities, the change in life that you give the people that are part of Friendship Circle and the areas that you impact. With all that as the backdrop, what do you think when you hear the comments by somebody like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying that these people will never hold a job, they'll never pay taxes, they'll never go to the bathroom by themselves? and you see a different side every single day. What do you think of his comments?
I can only comment on what we see every single day at the Friendship Circle, and that is that people with autism, people with varying abilities, have exceptional abilities, have unique abilities. And while sometimes it takes a little bit longer to learn about what they are and who they are, once they get into the workplace, they can be the best staff you've ever had.
If you text WATCH to 855-616-1620, WATCH to our Setting Unlimited Talk and Text line, you can see some of the graduates. It's really amazing. 39 of the graduates have jobs. So all the people, this is the goal. This is the big goal, and I love this part, is for them not to just stay at the cafe forever, is for them to find another job somewhere else and more job skills, make more money, be more independent.
Absolutely. And if you're a local business here that wants to hire adults with disabilities, we're going to be here to support you through that process. So we're going to go there for that transition and help train your team how to, work best. And we're also going to make sure that these amazing people are placed in a position that they could thrive in. People with disabilities sometimes can, just like all of us, we have some skills and we also don't have certain skills. Once we learn their skill sets, they are amazing.
We talk about the people with disabilities that you help and the real difference that you make and how it lifts them up and changes their life. Can you talk briefly about what it does for their families, their parents, their siblings, those that are in their circle that get to see them thrive?
Throughout their whole life, unfortunately, they are told different things by professionals that they may not be able to do this and not be able to do that. And often the siblings just feel sad for them. But when they see that, oh no, they can do a lot more than I can, in some cases, it makes them feel proud. It breaks that stigma, and it just includes them in society that they deserve to be in.
Here's another interesting part. Not to bring up RFK again, but they can't write poems and everything. Can you talk about the art gallery that Friendship Circle has and the kind of art that they make? And I have actually purchased.
Something that's beautiful about art is that everyone can succeed in art. It doesn't matter your level of ability or disability. And we have an art studio that's open to all. We have art and baking classes for kids with disabilities to come in and just thrive. And then we'll have an auction once a year and sell some of that art, or around our cafe we have it hanging.
What do you have?
I bought a pot, and it had all these sunflowers around it.
Yeah.
And it was standing up for Ukraine. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really nice. And then the other one is a necklace, and they make amazing. I mean, can you talk about what they bake? It's a full, huge industrial. You do catering. You just did for a major corporation.
Yeah, well, our cafe and bakery operates as a professional, bakery, and we can cater weddings and big events for, of almost any size. And when you order from the bakery, it doesn't just give you the best treats in town, but it also helps us provide jobs for people with disabilities. And they feel so good when they see their product on, at someone's wedding or on a shelf in Sendix or somewhere else. They just feel so, so good. And don't we all?
For sure.
Absolutely. So it costs money to be able to do this because, there are a whole bunch of trained professionals. It takes a year. It's a year-long program. And we want to have more people with intellectual or developmental disabilities or are on the autism spectrum to be part of this Friendship Circle program. So can you tell me about the match program that happened? There's just this generous couple that were so passionate about what you were doing at this bakery in Fox Point, and they want to match.
Jerry and Edna Willis stepped up and are doing something incredibly generous, something we never dreamed would be possible. But they're willing to match every dollar for this year up to $250,000.
Whoa!
Towards this program.
Wow!
This is our shot at making a difference. And let's counter the negativity with positivity. Let's bring more people into this program. Let's get them good paying jobs. And let's, break that stigma that we need to keep working on.
Where are we at? How much did we raise so far? We have a year.
We have a year. We're already at about 150,000 plus.
Wow.
And we got a few more months to get through the second half.
I thought we were at 212.
Well, that would count some pledges.
So the easiest,
yeah.
So the easiest way to make a difference is go to the website, FCWI, like Friendship Circle Wisconsin.org. FCWI.org. Right there, I want to donate. You can click on that. I just did. It's really easy. You can make a difference.
Also, you can text friendship.
I love that.
Just text friendship to 855-616-1620 to our Siding Unlimited talk and text line friendship, and you can learn more. Just come to the bakery. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's really nice. You can just sit there and do your work. It's like any cafe.
And that's the thing. If you can't donate, first of all, any amount makes a huge difference, but also just purchasing a cup of coffee will make a difference.
Yeah. Rabbi Levi Stein, Friendship Circle. So good to have you here. You do such good work. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
It is 4:56 at WTMJ.
From the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Some Harley-Davidson dealers agree with H Partners Management's call for the immediate firing of Harley-Davidson Inc. CEO Jochen Zeitz. Some dealers agree with the fund's criticism of Harley's remote work policies and other changes such as how merchandise is sold and the focus on electric motorcycles. Derek Taylor, who Three Leaf Partners fired in January, files a lawsuit against 3 related limited liability companies and the firm's founders, including Milwaukee Bucks player Pat Connaughton. Taylor is seeking financial damages and payment for his share of Three Leaf Ventures LLC. Manpower Group sees year-over-year net income drop significantly. The Milwaukee-based staffing firm posted a net income of $5.6 million compared with $39.7 million in the year-ago quarter. I'm Logan Hansen from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Business headlines sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For over 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service, luxurious accommodations, and extraordinary events. This spring, come together and celebrate with loved ones in the hotel's newly renovated and distinguished Grand Ballroom. Experience a time-honored tradition, create exceptional memories, and show appreciation with a sensational Mother's Day brunch. Celebrate Mom this spring at the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today at thepfisterhotel.com.
John Mercure here for my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating. I was just out with the Drake Camp boys last night. Fantastic local family-run business. They will take care of you. Right now is the time you really got to get on this. It's that weird spring shoulder season, right? Sometimes the furnace is on, sometimes the air conditioner. There's going to be times coming up where they're both on. I know my systems are in great shape because of the teams at Dave Drake Camp Heating. I'm on their schedule. You can get on there too. It's very easy. Whether you just nursed an old furnace through another winter or you're counting down the days to consistent warmer spring weather, now's the time to give our friends at Dave Drake Camp a call. They're not pushy salespeople who come into your house and try to talk you into buying a new system. Trust me. If they suggest something like that, it's time to retire that old system. Dave Drake Camp's team is professional, kind, honest. I know this firsthand. It's why they've welcomed so many people into their house and into their new systems all the time. It's how they roll. Call today, Dave Drake Camp. You get peace of mind knowing your home will always remain comfortable. DaveDrakeCamp.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited continues to build amazing backyard spaces. Imagine grilling on your new deck or entertaining friends on your outdoor kitchen. Adding a screen room is another way to enhance your space. Outdoor Living Unlimited provides ideas, custom designs, and installation of some of the area's finest projects. Stop by our showroom on Saturday, April 26th from 9 to 1 p.m. for our open house. See why Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Say hello to the future of drinking with Nowadays. While Green Bay's on the clock, enjoy a cannabis-infused spirit designed to deliver a light and buzzy experience without the negative effects of alcohol. Ditch the booze. Keep the fun. Drink Nowadays. Look for Nowadays at your local retailer or bar.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. Come in and make that deal. Visit Heiser Automotive Group with 4 convenient locations or online at Heiser.com. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Today's your day.
The Brewers welcome the team without a home.
Fly ball, left center field. That ball is way back there. Bye-bye baseball. Rhys Hoskins with his first of the year.
Our coverage against the Athletics starts tonight at 6 with Brewers warm-up on your home for the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, recovering from another deadly school shooting.
I'm Julia Fellow. Trial preparations for Maxwell Anderson.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and things are winding down nicely. We do have northbound 43 still a little bit backed up north of North Avenue up to Keefe. Eastbound 94 is slowing down from about Sunny Slope Road all the way to about Highway 100. And then we do still have this crash up on the board, although it's not really affecting your ride. It's on the ramp from the Rock Freeway to northbound 894 in the Hale interchange off on the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Scattered showers tonight, a low of 44. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 54. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, they're all expected to live. The 6 injured in the mass shooting near the crowded student union at Florida State University Thursday. ABC's Chuck Sievertson.
3 needed surgery, says Tallahassee Memorial Hospital trauma surgeon Dr. Brett Howard.
All 6 of them today are in stable condition, one which is in fair condition given a serious injury. We do feel that all will make a full recovery.
Officials say the suspected gunman who was wounded by officers is the stepson of a local sheriff's deputy. His mother's a school resource officer at a middle school. He's got no prior criminal record with the local PD.
2 others were killed in the shooting.
The judge overseeing the upcoming Bryan Kohberger trial in Idaho has made some key rulings that will impact how the case unfolds. Kohberger is accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. ABC's Alex Stone reports.
Dealing with a flurry of arguments before the trial is set to begin this summer, the judge in the University of Idaho murder case says evidence of Bryan Kohberger's alleged autism spectrum disorder to explain his demeanor is only allowed at trial if Kohberger testifies. A surviving roommate will be allowed to use the phrase bushy eyebrows to describe the masked intruder that night, and prosecutors, a judge says, can refer to cars seen on the night of the killings that are the same as Kohberger's car. Kohberger's attorneys have tried to get much of the evidence tossed out. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Closures could be coming for a decades-old national child care program.
The families of about 16,000 children in Wisconsin alone rely on the Head Start program for free child care and other educational services. But funding cuts and confusion could soon leave hundreds of low-income families without care. Wisconsin programs have received less than half the federal funding they received at this time last year. They're also experiencing payment delays, even for grants that have already been awarded. The funding cuts put the jobs of 4,000 Wisconsinites at risk. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin's Department of Public Instruction will not comply with Trump administration's demands over DEI. Earlier this month, U.S. Education Department directed state K-12 education leaders to certify anti-discrimination obligations or risk losing federal funding. State Superintendent Dr. Jill Underly asked for clarification because of the directives not clearly define what the violations look like. As an April 24th deadline approaches, the Education Department has not responded.
Coming up, a small town sings its swan song.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds, reached my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely, and I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or 2. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Filet mignon isn't as cheap as chopped steak, and you can't buy a yacht for the same price as a dinghy. But while they last, you can buy high-end Beautyrest Black and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hasseless Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These are the best of the best, and now you can get them for way less. Like a Beautyrest Black LX Hybrid was $3,599, but now it's just $971. Or a Sealy Posturepedic Golden Acres pillow top was $1,093, but the floor model is just $546. Visit any employee-free, hassle-less showroom and test your favorite floor model without salespeople breathing down your neck. You won't find these mattresses priced this low anywhere else. It's like buying a Lamborghini for $10 grand just because it sat on the showroom floor. Only a few floor models are available at each Hasselless mattress location, and when they're gone for good. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hasselless.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:06.
A bit of history is going away in the nation's heartland. CBS News correspondent Jim Krasula.
You could say it's Swan, Iowa's swan song. Leaders of the town of about 70 people have voted to dissolve it. Resident Bill Goebel.
I hate to see it go away, but I understand why. I really do.
Stacy Harding is mayor of the town that's been around since the 1840s.
It's definitely emotional. I mean, emotions were high, especially right after the vote last night.
The town is dissolving because of leadership and financial challenges. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Brewers promote third base prospect Caleb Durbin to the big leagues after sending Oliver Dunn to AAA. Brewers host the A's tonight in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Coverage begins following 6 o'clock news on TMJ. And it's Bucks-Pacers tomorrow at noon on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:07.
My name is Emma. I'm 25 years old, and I work at the Wisconsin Athletic Club. And I just love what I do here because I feel like I helped a lot of people. I hope that other kids can have a goal that they can move out and live independently too. I've had all these opportunities because somebody said yes to me.
Live life to the fullest with Thinkability Wisconsin, a resource hub that supports people with disabilities throughout their lives. Connect with a real-time navigator at thinkabilitywi.org today.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
It is Friday.
Yeah.
It's 5:08. It's T-minus 79 minutes till the cocktail comes.
Math hurts.
Yeah,
Wow.
Deb, you're not lying about that. All right.
With
we do
drive
this
time, he
little
calculated.
segment. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, it's here. We like to call this segment
In Case You Missed It.
All right, I'll go first. A remote Pacific island called Tuvalu is this story.
Hello.
Tuvalu? Tuvalu?
Yeah, I think
All
they
right.
had
All right, thank you.
Survivor episode there or something.
Oh, I know it's near Fiji. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
take that help. Well, the Pacific Paradise is one of the most remote nations in the world. It's only got like a couple thousand people there. It's very, very small. It's 10 square miles. And guess what? They are jazzed as hell. And this little island, however you pronounce it, because they just got their very first ATM. Cha-ching! It's been a cash island. They also don't take many credit cards there, so people have had to use cash. They don't get a lot of tourists. They've had 3,000 tourists a year for the last several years.
Sheesh.
And they just had a ribbon cutting and an official unveiling because they got their first ATM. Here we go.
In Case You Missed
You
It.
think they take Discover?
I think they do not. For sure.
Okay. Number 2 is me. It's out of Warwick, England. It's the eastern
Hello.
part of England. I know, near the border of Wales. They have a great zoo. It's called the Hatton Adventure World, and a really big expanded portion of a guinea pig expose, where you can go inside. One side is female, the other side is male, and it's really nice and neat because kids can hold them for little friends
Oh.
in a big open area to rub around. But here's why they had to expand. The female-only guinea pigs were all getting pregnant.
Oh, wow.
100 of them.
Boom, chicka, wow.
400 babies were born.
Holy
Do the Barry
cow.
White music.
They were trying to figure out what was going on. Randy, the guinea pig, remained undetected for weeks. The boy was with the ladies, but they noticed something was off with Randy the guinea pig.
Uh-oh.
They didn't notice any baby bumps. The giveaway was that Randy had exhausted appearance and weight loss from his exertion of making babies.
Oh, because he was knocking boots with all those little women guinea pigs all night long.
So staff figured it out, and they found Randy. He was accidentally placed with the females by a child visitor during a handling session.
You need to check those things.
You missed it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The newest sport out there. It is in Los Angeles, and it is the world's first sperm race.
Yes,
that's
let's
right.
go.
I thought
that's
I was
right.
naughty.
Yeah.
Yes. It's an unusual startup. Some young millionaires announced that they are going to be starting up sperm racing from 2 competing schools. They've announced representatives, one from UCLA and one from USC. They will be providing the microscopic swimmers for the inaugural sperm race. The race will take place under a microscopic camera that will track the progress of the sperms as they attempt to, quote-unquote, cross the finish line. The startup said there will be 3 races held to determine the overall winner, and play-by-play commentary will be provided during each heat. That is, I mean, didn't that scream the Ocho?
Oh, my God, for sure. So, when they race like dogs or pigs, they have like a carrot or something that they chase. Do they put an embryo at the end of the microscopic slide? Do they put an egg?
There might be an egg there,
down there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good one, Deb.
There
that's
you go.
crazy.
It's all about trying to show and showcase a little bit about making male fertility something people actually want to talk about, track, and improve.
In case you missed it.
If you think that's unbelievable, this is unbelievable. A U.S. citizen is being detained in India after leaving Diet Coke on an off-limits island located in the northern Indian Ocean. Now, one would seem this would be a bit confusing, but there's a very good reason as to why the can should cause harm. 24-year-old Mikhailo Viktorovich Polikov of Scottsdale, Arizona, left his Diet Coke on North Sentinel Island, the only place in the world home to one of the last uncontacted tribes of people that have been separated from the rest of the Earth's population for thousands of years. What makes the Sentinelese so unique is that the tribe still uses spears, bows, and arrows to gather food. Polikov should consider himself lucky, though, because the Sentinelese are not too fond of outsiders.
Exactly.
And will attack someone who lands on their beach. In 2018, another American went to the island in an attempt to convert the Sentinelese to Christianity, but instead he was shot and killed by the tribe. Polikov is at risk of being in jail for up to 5 years, as the Indian government has issued any person within 3 miles of the isolated island to have broken the law. International anthropologists have also pointed out that if anyone came in contact with the tribe, they are at risk of introducing germs and viruses that could destroy the entire island's population, as the North Sentinelese do not have the same immune system for illnesses such as the flu or measles.
Ooh, interesting stuff.
In case you missed it.
It is 5:13 at WTMJ. Debbie and her racing organisms. They've got their traffic up next on WTMJ.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
But the car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
Life is sweeter with better hearing. It certainly is. I mean, you want to be able to see okay. You want to be able to hear okay. For a long time, I didn't want hearing aids because I thought, I don't know, it's going to make me feel old. You know what it makes me feel? Makes me feel like I can hear things. I'm not yelling at my wife all the time. Huh? What? Huh? What? No. It's Vita Hearing Care, Mount Pleasant and Waterford. Great locations with great people. The owners, Jeff and Cynthia, are incredible. Vita Hearing Care, they turned my life around. It's a better life. I'm not kidding. VITAHearingCare.com, VitaHearingCare.com. Go in. They'll give you a hearing test. They'll walk you through the options. It's super affordable. It's VitaHearingCare.com, locally family-owned, because life is sweeter with better hearing.
Hey, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for my friends at Kohler Services. It's happening. I mean it. It's happening. I am so excited because I've chosen Kohler Services to transform my old bathtub into a beautiful new Luxstone shower next week. Kohler Services makes it so easy. They came to my home, took measurements, and answered all my questions. I was able to feel the crushed stone material that they're going to make the walls out of, and they designed the custom shower right in front of me. I cannot wait for my installation. You can request your free quote for a custom Kohler Luxstone shower by visiting KohlerServicesWI.com. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Traffic and weather with Debbie Lazaga. Hey there, Deb.
Hey there. Well, it looks like we've got some issues going on 94 eastbound right about at the Zoo interchange. We've got the road closed. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. The only thing I can tell you is from what I can see on the camera, and it looks like everything is coming to a standstill on eastbound 94 right about at Highway 100. Now, they haven't put anything out as far as any kind of incidents or anything like that, but it is just basically stopped. So keep that in mind. I'm going to keep an eye on that area. We've also got an issue on 894 southbound right about at Greenfield Avenue. Again, not an accident reported. However, it is solid from the ramp from westbound 94 to southbound 894. Now, where we do have an accident officially is on the ramp from Highway G to westbound 94 in Waukesha County. So that's something to keep in mind. Luckily, though, that's not really affecting your ride too much as far as any delays are concerned. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast, more rain is likely to roll on through here. Some of it could be heavy tonight, a low of 44 degrees. Tomorrow it clears out in the morning, filtered sun, a high of 53. Sunday, scattered showers in the afternoon, a high of 53. Monday, rain, 54. Tuesday, rain, a high of 56. It's currently 63 degrees. Time to recognize another everyday hero. Here's WTMJ's Eric Bilstad.
An everyday hero is when Wisconsin's Morning News identifies an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Cleveland, Ohio. A 16-year-old boy named Tyler Snowden was minding his own business on Friday when he heard screaming coming from a house nearby. A kid calling for help. He looked and he saw a family stuck on the roof of a home that was on fire. He spoke with NBC5 WLWT.
When you first saw the smoke in the house on fire, what did you think?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I just took the ladder and ran.
Yeah, he took the ladder. This kid ran home, grabbed his dad's ladder, then ran it down the street, put it up to the house, climbed up, and got the kids down.
So I heard screaming, and I seen the kid on top of the roof. The house was on fire, so I took a ladder, ran over, put the ladder up, grabbed the 4 kids, and helped the mom down the ladder.
Yeah, you can also see the mom handing her 10-month-old child to the boy and climb down. We have it all on video. Just text the word hero to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Cleveland Fire Lieutenant Mike Norman says this boy saved lives.
It's amazing. I mean, he saved their lives. He was heroic this morning. I give him a lot of credit. You know, just to react, to think ahead, to bring the ladder. He brought the right ladder to the scene and helped that woman and her children down. I mean, he saved 3 lives today.
An amazing act of heroism. Snowden was asked why he did it by the ABC affiliate.
What made you decide? Were you not scared?
I was scared, but I mean, I don't know. I felt bad for the babies. I'm not going to leave them.
He wasn't going to leave them. Thank you, Tyler, for being an everyday hero. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Coming up, another sure sign that spring is almost here in Milwaukee County.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Rich Top Exteriors and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
John Mercure here for Landworks Wisconsin. Curb appeal. We all want that, right? And I feel better if my yard looks better. Landworks Wisconsin has taken that to the next level. Now's the time to get on Landworks' schedule, whether you need some planting done, some bed work done, maybe it's pavers for your patio. Lighting they did at our house. It's Landworks Wisconsin. A few changes can make a huge difference, and they specialize in bringing your landscaping dreams to life. That's what they did to us. Refreshing existing gardens, creating entirely new outdoor environments. Think gorgeous new plantings, pathways, expertly designed spaces. It's Landworks Wisconsin, the best in the business. LandworksWisconsin.com.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salasinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, let's talk about what's coming down the road. What issues you're paying attention to these days?
Sure, Vince. Thank you. Great to be here today. While results were generally good for insurance companies last year, you've heard me talk about increasing costs in auto insurance, general liability insurance, and umbrella insurance.
Yeah, why is that? What do you think's going on there?
Legal system abuse is becoming more prominent here in the Midwest, and this is driving increased litigation and increased legal costs that come with more litigation.
Legal system abuse, what's that look like?
We see two factors driving much of this concern, Vince. Number one, incredible frequency and messaging of attorney advertising, promoting large verdicts, making these huge numbers seem more common than they actually are. And secondly, third-party litigation funding, which is outside capital, a private lender providing funds to plaintiffs and their law firms to pursue lawsuits. These third parties have no role in the actual case itself. They were not injured. They have money, and they're funding the litigation as an investment.
So, Jeff, why should a business or family work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R Insurance, we understand complex, dynamic issues like third-party litigation funding and how these issues impact businesses and families. We understand how to best protect your company assets or your personal assets, and R&R has been on top of issues like this on behalf of our clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Pouring out today, but
Yeah, in the morning, but then it cleared up. It's a big day around here. The Milwaukee County Golf Course is open. WTMJ Sean Brinda, who we could lie and say is the most athletic person on our staff.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
Was out there today.
More than me.
You know we love you. That's why we tease you. And that is definitely true, Julia. All right. We love you, too. All right, Sean, how did it go on the golf course today?
Well, Friday afternoon kicked off the start of the Milwaukee County Parks golf season. County Parks Director Guy Smith was more than happy to have the greens open today to all levels of players.
We are so lucky because we have 13 courses, and so we have everything from par threes to executive courses to championship level courses. So we have that opportunity. We also have amazing golf pros that provide lessons for any age group, so we encourage people to do that. We also partner with the First Tee, which they're an amazing partner with young kids getting into the game. So we are really primed in Milwaukee County to have amazing golf courses.
Now, last year was big for the county as the public courses generated more than $11.5 million, more than 380,000 rounds of golf played. Chair of the County Parks and Culture Committee, Sheldon Wasserman, told me that revenue is critical for bringing other recreation programs to the county.
We're a county that desperately needs funds. You know, we are the only county of this size in the nation that raises over 57% of its revenue strictly from services. And golf is number 2. The marina's number 1, golf is number 2. So if we don't raise the money that we do, we can't provide pickleball, tennis courts, basketball courts. We can't have swimming pools open, lifeguards, and we can't do seasonal work. Golf is a critical, integral success for the Milwaukee County Parks Plan.
Smith says he's looking forward to what this season will bring out, but says the county is always looking for new opportunities.
We're always working hard. We obviously had the U.S. Bank and the Greater Milwaukee Open for years at Brown Deer. We were really happy to have the Symetra Tour with the LPGA, and we're always working to try to get folks out here. And we also have a lot of great outings and everything scheduled.
This is going to be a very big year for golf in Wisconsin, John and Julia, as the U.S. Women's Open will be taking place at Erin Hills at the end of next month.
That's going to be cool. All right, same question for both of you. The most athletic thing you've ever done. Sean, go. Most athletic thing you've ever done.
Oh, I water ski.
That's athletic. Yeah. That's not easy. That's pretty cool. Julia Fellow, most athletic thing you've ever done.
Okay, in gym class, you know how you have to do the pull-ups and they count it?
Yes.
Well, you know how you sometimes just hold yourself in that spot?
Yes,
and
not easy.
Guys, I did it for 2 minutes straight.
Boom!
Nice.
Was that 3rd grade? What grade?
I think it was 6th grade.
Okay. Excellent. That's fantastic. All right, get out to take a look at golf courses. It has a big economic impact, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It generates more than 50% of the park's revenue for the county, so it's extremely important.
I'm not going to lie. You guys are more athletic than I thought you were. That's good stuff.
I could do a headstand without moving anything, too, in 6th grade. I was like,
you peaked in 6th grade when it came to athleticism?
Everything went downhill.
Well, give us something like recent. Like, we're not talking 20 years ago. Like anybody in 6th grade, can do that. Give us something recent.
I saw you dive in the water for Special Olympics. That was athletic. Seriously.
There you go.
That's true.
I broke a concrete block with my foot.
Deb might be the most athletic one here, actually.
Oh, I know.
You wouldn't know it to look at me. Huh?
You're a black belt.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's
fair.
also the one we don't mess with, right? Seriously.
That's true.
Yeah.
The women on this show are not to be messed with.
That's a fact. Yep. You got that right. It is 5:27 at WTMJ. He said, yes, ma'am.
What?
Yeah. He knows not to mess with you.
You guys
Everybody knows not to mess with you. Right, Sean?
I am so nice. This is crazy. They're all picking
We use
on
our
me.
powers for good and not for evil. Now, come on.
That's true, too.
Of course.
That's
Of course,
very, very
Dad.
true. Yep, you're right. You okay, Julia?
I don't care. I'm fine.
It's 5:28 at WTMJ, the Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything closed today for Good Friday. Open again on Monday.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Fredericton and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Cancer treatment is complex and constantly evolving. Clinical trials provide more treatment options and opportunities to help fuel cancer treatment discovery. Here to tell us more is Dr. Samim Abedin, a medical oncologist. Why should people consider a clinical trial as part of treatment?
Trial should be considered because it may be the best possible treatment for you. Trials are occurring, see if there are safer ways to do treatments or if there are combinations that may be more effective than what currently exists. There may be scenarios where actually a patient has exhausted all standard treatment options. There are no treatments that remain that can treat the disease, so a trial may be appropriate in that situation. Lastly, a clinical trial is the only way that we have to test new treatments and to advance the field, find treatments that may be better in the future for patients overall. So participating in a trial helps contribute to better treatments for people in the future.
What if someone enrolls in a trial but then changes their mind about participating?
So clinical trial participation is completely optional and is completely in the control of the patient. If at any point upon signing a consent prior to receiving a treatment or after a treatment is received, there is a reason why a patient does not want to participate in a trial, they can withdraw at any time from the study.
Who pays the cost of the trial?
Most costs of a trial are paid by the trial sponsor, so the drug company supporting the study. There may be costs that are covered on your end by insurance, but the trial typically covers new drugs that are being investigated, any optional procedures that are done, and these are details to understand before enrolling into a trial as well.
Why choose the Fredericton and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network for treatment?
Fredericton and the Medical College of Wisconsin gives an opportunity to discuss your disease with disease-specific experts who are up to date on the most advanced treatments available.
Dr. Abedin, thank you for being with us today. To find a doctor who's right for you, visit Fredericton.com/Fredericton. benefitrealty.com/cancer.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: progress for a mistakenly deported Maryland man.
I'm Julia Fellow. More visas revoked without warning.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Northbound 41. We've got some debris in the roadway right about at Appleton, just north of Appleton Avenue. The left lane is blocked, so watch out for that. We've also got a crash on the ramp from Highway G to westbound 94 in Waukesha County. As far as delays are concerned, we got some backups from Brookfield Road to Moreland. More delays heading through the Zoo interchange all the way to about Hawley Road and then coming out of the Stadium interchange. Other than that, we're actually looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Scattered showers and storms possible tonight, a low of 44, as we've been seeing. Saturday, tomorrow, mostly to partly cloudy, a high of 54, turning cooler lakeside. The current temperature is 61 degrees in Milwaukee, and it's mostly cloudy.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Maryland Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen has returned from El Salvador, where he met with the mistakenly deported man who's been in prison there for over a month. Van Hollen says despite what the president of El Salvador has claimed on social media, neither he nor Kilmar Abrego Garcia touched the margaritas that were placed in front of them during their meeting last night at Van Hollen's hotel. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
As El Salvador's vice president told him his country has no proof that Kilmar Abrego Garcia has committed any crimes. Chris Van Hollen says after weeks at the notorious Secot prison, Abrego Garcia has been moved to a different facility where conditions are said to be better. Van Hollen says officials arranged the meeting because his news conferences were airing on local TV.
They were feeling the pressure.
Van Hollen says authorities wanted his meeting with Abrego Garcia to take place poolside.
They want to create this appearance that life was just lovely.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
The international community at a university in Seattle is on edge. KIRO Radio's Heather Bosch.
The federal government has canceled the visas of 13 University of Washington students and 10 recent graduates who are participating in post-grad training. In a statement, the UW says neither it nor the students received prior notice and that the university only found out by checking a federal government record system that said the visas were revoked due to a, quote, immigration status violation. It gave no details. Heather Bosch for CBS News, Seattle.
The university says they're providing students with legal, academic, and mental health assistance.
It's been a pretrial hearing for the man accused of killing and dismembering a woman on their first date.
I was thinking probably a number like 50 in the pool, and then they just all get the questionnaire.
I was thinking like 70, but you think 50?
70's good.
That was the prosecutor, defense, and judge involved in Maxwell Anderson's pretrial Friday morning, discussing how many juror questionnaires they anticipate submitting for review. Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the death of Sade Robinson. He's accused of killing Robinson after a date and then dismembering her before dumping her body parts across Milwaukee County in April of 2024. Anderson's jury trial is set to begin May 27th. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
We are not out of the weeds yet for severe weather chances tonight. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Coplain tells Wisconsin's afternoon news.
We're going to be into this now for the next several hours, probably until around 9 o'clock or so. We're going to have to stay glued to the radar because we're likely going to continue to see more storms develop, and whether they become severe or not, we'll sort of touch and go on that.
Coplain says isolated areas could see more wind and damaging hail on the way. And by the way, we have TMJ4 News Chief Meteorologist Brian Osnansky, who is going to join us live about 5 minutes from now.
An honor recognizing the best community college in the nation goes to a school in rural Wisconsin. Southwest Wisconsin Technical College in Fenimore won the Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence. The award highlights the importance of community colleges. Southwest Tech has an above-average graduation rate, and its programs focus on guaranteeing jobs with living wages. This is the first time a Wisconsin institution has won the prize.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Former Packers QB Aaron Rodgers remains uncertain if he's going to play a 21st season. Speaking on the Pat McAfee show, Rodgers describes an abrupt meeting with the Jets head coach Aaron Glenn that signaled the end of his time in New York.
I think we're going to have this long conversation. I've flown across the country, and 20 seconds in, he goes, "So do you want to play football?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm interested." And he said, "We're going a different direction at quarterback. They want to move on, that's totally fine." But shocked because I just flew across country. You could have told me this on the phone.
The NFL draft begins next Thursday. Packers currently own 23rd pick in the first rounds. Brewers welcome the A's for a 3-game weekend series. Infield prospect Caleb Durbin called up from AAA. Coverage of that game begins following the 6 o'clock news.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:35.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
$1 for just $1 over cost. You can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. Available at all 5 Griffin stores. Just $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Look at this handsome guy.
Wow.
He is the chief meteorologist dressing like the big daddy today.
I'm dazzled.
He looks really nice. Niz, you look very spring-like. You look like you're ready for Easter weekend. You look good.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I don't even know what color this would be, whatever the suit color is. But,
Julia, what is that
the
color?
ties, I got no idea. Salmon?
Almost peachy.
It's very nice.
Very light
Peachy.
peach. And then he has like the light kind of blue, kind of checkered.
Text the word watch to 855-616-1620. Text the word watch, and you can see all the cameras that we have set up, including Niz. Did you see earlier?
I went no socks. Today, too.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's very East
Earlier
Coast
today,
of
Julia,
you.
did you see this?
What?
Things were popping at like 3 o'clock. Things got busy, and Niz threw the jacket to the side.
Oh, I saw that. With the
he was-
jacket's off.
He was working.
Oh, yeah.
You know it's on.
You know when the jacket is off that things are getting real. It's a high pressure environment. Thankfully the afternoon round, it looks like we were scathed pretty good without any severe weather. There was some at least small hail with those storms, but the afternoon round definitely nowhere near the round of storms that we had this morning.
Let's talk about that before we get into what's to come. This morning at like 7 o'clock, it was loud where I am. It was really coming down.
Yeah, it was. It came down. We had a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. The thunder woke me up this morning. And then eventually those storms produced some big-time hail. We had some hail, South Central and Southwestern Wisconsin, definitely the biggest hail. Platteville had baseball-sized hail.
Whoa.
Evansville, which is the town that's just south of Madison that had the tornado in February a couple of winters ago. They had baseball-sized hail.
Wow.
Wow. And so by the time that hail got to us, still severe, but not the baseball size. We had some Fort Atkinson, just outside of Fort Atkinson, had a 2-inch diameter hail report, so that's getting close to like racquetball size. And then some golf ball size hail reports, including just outside of Mukwonago. So this is enough to do some damage. So if you are listening right now and you have damage, make sure you do things very smart when it comes to hail damage. We've all seen them, and I'm not saying they're all bad, but you'll start to get these pop-up shops that show up coming from out of town for the hail damage. And again, I'm not saying they're all bad. I just would make sure you do your homework and make sure you deal with a reputable company when it comes to damage.
Go to Loyal Family. Loyal Family is going to take care of you and hook you up big time. Niz, were you hoping for a little hail?
So I've already got my down payment down on the roof.
Oh.
Wow. But there was part of me that was saying it. But then I was looking at my insurance wording and like the age of my roof and things like that. I don't think I would get a complete full
re-roof. Yeah.
They knock down what your roof is worth at this point.
Well, my sister-in-law might need a new one. If you text WATCH to 855-616-1620, WATCH to our setting and limited talk and text line, there's a photo of her hand. And
whoa.
It's like a little baseball-sized hail. Her entire
That's close to baseball
street,
size, yeah.
Yeah, her entire street, this is in Edgerton, just south of Madison, looked like it was snow-covered. It was all hail.
I mean, that's going to bash out like windshields and dent your siding. This is like not minor hail damage stuff. Any place that had hail that size, which the picture I'm looking at right now, like that's probably close to tennis ball size. So you're probably like 2.5-inch diameter. That's big time.
Do people ever get hurt, Niz, by hail?
Yeah, absolutely. Like that will knock you out if you're out there trying to pick up those hailstones. So hopefully they waited until the storm was after. Ooh. Now, again, guilty as charged. Like back in the day when I was a young little whippersnapper, I used to love to go out and collect hail. Now I tell people that is absolutely the worst thing you could be doing with hail that big.
Brandon, can you tell a story about your hail situation that you had with your family?
Yeah, I was involved in Colorado's largest hailstorm back in 2018. We were at the zoo, and Colorado obviously sits up in the elevation there in Colorado Springs. It was bigger than softball size hail. So we were in the zoo. I was in the gift shop. It sounded like the gift shop was like a wooden building. It sounded like somebody had dropped a bowling ball on the gift shop. It was like the first piece of hail that hit. And within seconds, people were running in. This lady, I hope she's still okay, her face was covered in blood. 7 animals were killed during the hailstorm. It was the largest. Every car, there were 345 cars in the parking lot that day at the zoo. 345 of them were totaled out. They had to be flatbedded out of there. They shut the city buses down. They were busing us from the zoo to the high school. It's serious, man.
That's serious.
It was, and after that, my kids were younger, and Niz, and John, you'll know this too. Like, that traumatized my kids when storms would roll around. When they heard thunder, they would be like, "Sure, is that going to happen?
Is this
going
to happen again?"
Yeah, it was brutal.
I feel like that with hail too. My car got messed up.
That's
in Madison.
brutal.
Yeah, it's just another thing with weather where there's different magnitudes. Just like a tornado, one tornado could take down a tree limb, the next tornado could wipe out a whole city. Hail, similar case where you have hailstorms that, of course you do a little bit of roof damage, but then when you start getting this big, and as what we were just talking about, catastrophic damage, like really, really bad stuff. So hopefully we don't see anything like that.
So what are we looking at tonight? Is there more rain on the way? Take us through tonight and the next few days.
Yeah, so I don't think we're done yet. I'm actually looking at some imagery right now. We have a cold front that's dropping down. So if we see redevelopment, the southern half of the area has the greatest risk. So basically, if you're south of 94, that's where we're still looking for the potential for some redevelopment. And I'm starting to see some signs on the radar and satellite that we could be getting going with this. It'll probably fire up in like southwestern, south central Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and then eventually push in. And this is going to happen pretty soon. Probably within the next hour, we'll start to see this development, and then those storms will race through the area this evening if they do develop. And they will have the potential to be severe again. So just be on your toes for that. Greatest risk again from Milwaukee and to the south.
All right, then what about the next few days? What does the weekend look like?
So tonight, low temperature 44. I think any chance of storm is long gone. By midnight, we might get a stray shower. And then tomorrow, mostly to partly cloudy. High of 54, but then in the afternoon, we cool lakeside back into the 40s. Easter Sunday, if you have outdoor plans Easter, the morning is better than the afternoon. I think rain moves in the afternoon Easter Sunday. High temperature of only 48. Monday, mostly cloudy, scattered showers 50. And then Tuesday, chance of showers and storms and a high of 50 degrees, inland 56. Some kind of active and crummy spring weather ahead here, unfortunately, guys.
All right. We hope you have a great Easter weekend, Niz.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Hopefully the Easter Bunny comes Sunday morning if the kids behave.
Yeah.
And, we'll head to church. We'll do the whole family thing. Looking forward to that Easter ham, too.
Oh, man, I hear that. All right. Have a great weekend, Niz. It is 5:44 at WTMJ.
Save big money on your outdoor project now at Menards. That patio you've been dreaming of is more affordable than you think. When you do it yourself, you save. Get free estimates using our landscaping design program in-store or on Menards.com. Save big on the largest selection of concrete landscaping blocks at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, I'm taking a cool Christmas holiday trip. I'd love for you to be with us. This is going to be a fun trip. I love these trips we do for the holidays. It's in early December. We're back in time for you to enjoy and get ready for Christmas, and it's only a week long. America's Music Cities, a week of food and fun and cool lights in New Orleans, Nashville, and Memphis. This is going to be so cool. We'll discover America's musical legacy wrapped in dazzling lights and seasonal decor, Christmas lights and history married together. The itinerary is really incredible. We do a lot of fun stuff. We also have built-in free time. It's going to be sweet. Let me get you the information, including pictures, pricing, detailed itinerary. John at WTMJ.com. Send me an email. I'll send you the info. John at WTMJ.com. Couple of highlights. We stay in the vibrant French Quarter, decked out for the holidays. We go to Elvis Presley's Graceland for an exclusive tour. That's going to be awesome. We stay at the Opryland Resort in Nashville. Learn how to make chocolate, take a horse-drawn carriage ride. Oh, it's going to be fun. America's Music Cities coming up this December. John at WTMJ.com. Let me get you the info. John, John, at WTMJ.com.
Pain can make you feel like no matter what you try, it's not going to work. Or it can make you try any and everything. And most times, that'll make you feel like you've been taken for a ride. It's hard to believe that there's a solution to your pain problem that works, is safe, and is actually affordable. But that's why most insurance plans pay for pain treatments from Rejuvenex, because they're FDA approved and they do work. Toradol and hyaluronic acid work together to substantially alleviate your pain. And we've seen patients experience pain relief for greater than 2 years after completing a series of treatments. Is it a one and done? No. But at as low as $65 per joint? It's an affordable alternative to surgery. And it's not an expensive cross your fingers and hope it works experiment. Especially for older pain sufferers, the pain treatment that Rejuvenex offers is worth trying, because the vast majority of patients who do live better lives in a lot less pain. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Traffic is sponsored by the all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods.
The all-new Burghardt Sporting Goods, the Midwest's best baseball and softball training facility and retail center in New Berlin and Fox Point.
Let's get ready to safely with our Debbie Lasaga. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. Well, we've got some delays going through the Zoo interchange, starting at Highway 100 on 94 eastbound, stretching all the way to about Hawley Road. A couple more taps on the brakes once you get past the stadium interchange. And that's pretty much it for delays. We do still have a crash on the ramp from Highway G to westbound 94 in Waukesha County. And we still have the left lane blocked with some debris on northbound 41 right at the ramp from Appleton Avenue. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be heading through those areas. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
I think it's easy in the world we live in now to say, things are so terrible now. Look at all the destruction that happens in the world. Look at the terrorists and the idiots that do awful, deadly things. It's not just starting. There are two big anniversaries this weekend, both tragic. The first is the Waco siege in Waco, Texas. That was in 93. Then Oklahoma City, 2 years later on the same date. ABC's Jim Ryan is with us from Dallas, and he was at both of those incidents. Hey, Jim, thanks for being with us. I want to kind of go through each one and have you walk us through what you remember about each of those days. Let's start with Waco.
Yeah, I mean, it was shocking start to finish. It was a Sunday afternoon, February 28th, when I got word that there was something going on outside Waco, that several federal agents had been killed in a shootout with this religious organization about 10 miles east of Waco. I drove down there, got there in about an hour, and it's a little over 100 miles down there, John. But there was this expectation that it was going to end any time, that the Branch Davidians and their leader, David Koresh, would be giving up at any time, that they'd surrender and come out peacefully. Well, they didn't. 51 days later, we saw how it all ended. A fire. The entire compound burned to the ground. Over 80 people were killed. And that was the end of the Branch Davidian. Now it's not the end of the sect. There are still members who are around Waco, but in terms of its presence out there, it's over now.
Unbelievable. So on April 19th, can you paint the picture of where you were as a reporter and when the feds were going in and then you started seeing the fire?
Yeah. Well, I was about a mile away from this compound, this kind of clapboard compound that this group had been building for the previous 3 or 4 or 5 years. And as I was standing there looking at it, as I had for so many hours over the previous 51 days, I saw what looked like flames on the right side, on the far end. This was a little before noontime, an extremely windy day on that plain outside Waco. On the opposite end of this long, low building, I saw flames coming from the other end. So there were these simultaneous fires on either end of the building. Now, to me, that suggests that somebody inside is setting the fires. And in fact, there is audio that was recorded surreptitiously by the feds. They'd sneak microphones into the building, and you could hear people saying, "Okay, pour some over there, pour some over there," pouring kerosene or gasoline inside the building and presumably setting it on fire. Now, that's one theory. There are others who say that the feds are the ones who started the fire, that the federal agents who were outside are the ones who did this. Timothy McVeigh is one who believed that theory. 2 years to the day after the fire on April 19th, he took matters into his own hands, decided to exact revenge, and blew up the Alfred Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City, about 230 miles north of Waco.
So one more question about Waco. As a journalist, you're also a human being. What was it like, Jim, when you could see that happening and you knew that there were women and children inside of there?
Well, it was unbelievable. I mean, it was a shock. You're sitting there on a 1993 Motorola 11,000 big white brick phone, trying to do your report and watching this all unfolding in front of you, just a mile away or so. And it's the kind of thing, John, you compartmentalize these things. You set it in one part of your brain. You deal with it later while you're there doing your job. You're describing what's going on to a radio audience and doing the best you can. It's only later that you process it, maybe days, weeks, years later, when it all comes to crashing in on you.
So I have my daughter lives in Dallas. And so I was down there and everybody else had to work and I took the week off. And so one day I went to Waco and I didn't go to this site. I went to see, I don't know, what is it, Magnolia Farms, and I went to the Dr. Pepper Museum and did a couple other things. My question related to all that is this kind of became the identity of Waco, even though it wasn't in the city. Have they gotten away from that? Are there other things that have now superseded what people think of when they think of Waco if they're not from the area?
Yeah, and I think that's by design. Waco didn't want this hanging over its shoulder all these years, and you had things like Magnolia, the couple from TV, their fix-up show coming in and opening up this whole retail complex. Baylor University has grown quite dramatically since then, and so I think Waco has kind of shied away from it. That's why you won't see some sort of organized commemoration tomorrow of what happened 32 years ago. In Oklahoma City, it's a different matter. The city has kind of embraced its response to what happened that day in 1995. The city and the state, really, the whole country came together. It led to something called the Oklahoma Standard, right? And that was this dramatic response that came after the Oklahoma City bombing. And that's why you will see a commemoration tomorrow at the site of the bombing. Former President Clinton will be there speaking as he did right after the bombing. He was president in 1995. He'll be back there tomorrow and taking part in the ceremonies. 168 minutes of silence and the reading of the 168 names of the people who were killed that day.
Take us into the Oklahoma City bombing, because you had to arrive at the scene. It had already happened. You weren't witnessing it unfold. I have a photographer friend who was there for months, but he was really far away. Did you get anywhere close to that scene?
Well, yeah. I mean, especially early on. I mean, I landed and there was still smoke coming out of the building. It's a short flight from Dallas up to Oklahoma City, and I got there fairly quickly and stayed there for a few weeks as well. And early on, it was fairly easy to be close. I mean, across the street from the building. It was a dangerous place because the place was still collapsing, and people were eventually moved back and away from it until the place could be demolished altogether. And now, I mean, it's remarkable to see how it's changed to it. I mean, there is a beautiful memorial on one end is sort of a clock face denoting 9:03, and at the other end of this complex, the other end of the reflecting pool is 9:04. the minute before the explosion, the minute after, and to symbolize the change in the city and the people who were affected by it. Between these two and alongside the reflecting pool are 168 glass chairs to symbolize where the people were generally inside the building, including 19 tiny chairs to show where the children were when the bomb went off.
Jim, what was it like to see it in person when it was half standing like that? I mean, we see photos, but to see a massive building like that, a federal building being bombed, I mean, what could that look like in person?
It was just as you saw there, the whole front just sheared away like a giant claw had come through and ripped off the front of this building. And yeah, I mean, and this was a sturdy concrete structure, and it just illustrates, I think, the power of the explosive. 5,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate and fuel oil inside a rented Ryder truck parked outside. A 5,000-pound bomb that exploded that day intentionally. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a natural gas explosion or something. This was an intentional act of a Army veteran, an extremist, who was driving away from the scene wearing earmuffs to keep from damaging his own hearing, knowing that so many people, including children, were going to lose their lives.
ABC's Jim Ryan in Texas, 2 tragic anniversaries that'll take place this weekend. Jim, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, John.
From the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Some Harley-Davidson dealers agree with H Partners Management's call for the immediate firing of Harley-Davidson Inc.